when you're handicapping this race. When I look at the three, and I understand racing is racing, anything can happen, and not for my money.
Yep, same with me on the 4 here. Robusta for Doug O'Neill and Rafael Bejarano. Ran a good second all the way back into San Felipe, but another one that wants to be forward, I don't think has enough speed to go gate to wire. I won't be using Robusta either.
Yeah, I think Robusta for everything that you just mentioned in terms of, and then you look at the form. I mean, he's regressing. He's going backwards. 97, 97 speed rating, in the San Felipe, and then he ran 85 and then a 79, right? And then you look at the flow of this race. If you expect him that he needs to be forward, and based on his form, he needs to be forward, and there is going to be pace up front. Well, I think you'll know him early. You just won't know him late.
The number 5 is talking for Danny Gargan. Irad Ortiz Jr. rides 10-1 right now on the live board. This is my top pick, so this is a win contender in my mind. We'll get into a lot more of why in the next segment here, where we've got a little more time to rip through these. But I think Talking absolutely could win this race with an improved effort here, Mark.
Yeah, I'm with you. And the question is, do you get that improved effort? He's one of the two that I landed on, in terms of being my top choice, and had trouble separating them. Like the price at 20-1 better than I like the 9-1. Understand that Irad Ortiz being named the jockey was going to cut into the price. Love the work in Keeneland, but clearly a horse that can win the race.
The number 6 Chip Honcho for Steve Asmussen and Jose Ortiz, 5-1 on the morning line, 10-1 currently. This was the toughest horse in the race for me to figure out. I don't think Chip Honcho can win, but as an underneath horse, I'm not sure whether or not I should be using Chip Honcho. Has a lot of guts, can hang around, but wants to be there early. I'm not sure if he can be there late against this level, especially this many horses. What did you make with Chip Honcho?
Yeah, I'm very similar in nature. Similar handicap, Mike. When I took a look at the 6, love the human connections. Asmussen Ortiz. When you look at it, needs to be forward. When he wins, obviously he's on, or he's either on the lead or right there. And so he's paced forward. When you're looking at the 6 Chip Honcho, the question I have is he going to be there late? I think he can run in the money. I just have a hard time envisioning him winning the race.
Number 7, The Hell We Did for Todd Fincher. Luis Saez gets them out, ran second last time out in the Lexington. This is another underneath prospect for me, maybe like 4th in the Super, but not someone I want to use on top. The trip is going to be interesting. Has one coming from off the pace sprinting, but was close to the lead going 2 turns. We'll see where he sits today, Mark.
Yeah, and I think if I had to make an argument for the 3-year-old son of Authentic, I would think that he's going to be on or close to the pace. Now, he's got Saez, it's Todd Pletcher. Pletcher's obviously a world-class trainer. We know that. I think he's a sneaky, I would say this, I think he's got a better chance of winning the race than the 6 does. So I put him in the win contender column if you want to make an argument for the 7 at 15-1 on the morning line, but he's not my top pick, neither one of my top 2 picks.
Neither. Number 8, Bull by the Horns here, Saffie Joseph Jr. With Micah Husbands aboard. This was a pass for me. I'm surprised we're sitting at 17-1 right now. This horse I just don't think is fast enough to compete with this group.
Yeah, I think this is one of those horses, as Gino was talking about, the fact that there's a lot of public money out there, that this is one that probably should be 35, 40, maybe 45-1. And he's not, right? So all the conversation all week long is about how wide open this race is. So I just don't think he's fast enough. So to me, it's a pass.
Number 9, Iron Honor, Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt. I get it. If other people want to use this horse, I am going to pass on Iron Honor, simply because you need to leave somebody out. And for me, this is the one I want to leave out. I think this horse needs the front. I don't think he gets it. I think that makes it a very tough trip today for Iron Honor.
Let me ask you though, Mike, are you more intrigued by him at 9-1 than potentially at either 9-2 or 4-1? Was he a toss out because of the price, or was he a toss out because you don't necessarily think this was the intention of Chad Brown to have the horse in this race?
I never thought this horse could get more than a mile. That was before we saw this horse fall apart trying to get a mile and an eighth at Aqueduct last time out. And that to me is overarching the biggest issue for me, is I just simply don't think Iron Honor wants anything more than a mile.
Yeah, that's fair. And I probably would agree with you there. I mean, I just think it's tough when you look at Pratt and Brown to think that maybe potentially, especially when you look at the jockey, that he can't potentially run in the money. I just don't think he can win the race.
Yeah, it's a good way to feel stupid after the race is leaving off Pratt and Brown in a Triple Crown race here. Number 10, Napoleon Solo, Chad Summers, Paco Lopez. Yeah, we're move along. I know what's coming. Number 10, Chad Summers, Paco Lopez, Napoleon Solo. One of the most hyped horses at 2 after the win in the Champagne decided to skip the Breeders' Cup, has been not nearly as good at 3. Probably your pace setter. I don't think he has the stamina to stick around though.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, if he hasn't improved. I mean, that's the issue when you're looking at Napoleon Solo, the 10. So, Chad Summers, very entertaining trainer. Just not for me. I'm scratching off the 10. I don't think he can win.
Number 11, Corona de Oro, Dallas Stewart, John Velasquez, great connections. I don't think the horse is fast enough. I understand some people like that. This is one of those, again, if it runs 3rd or 4th and I don't have it, I'll feel upset with myself, but it's not going to make my tickets here just because I need to narrow it down somewhere.
Yeah, no, I get it. I would throw him in underneath if you're playing superfectas, just because it's Dallas Stewart, just because he's one of the great horsemen, learned from D. Wayne Lucas, and one of those guys that I don't think he's putting his 3-year-old in here because he's just wants to be part of the action. I think he thinks his 3-year-old can run well, especially against this field.
Now we're going to talk more about the 12 Incredible for Riley Matt and Torres, as well as the 13 Great White for John Ennis and Alex Achard in the next segment. So let's skip over to the 14. Pretty Boy Maya here for Ricardo Santana Jr. riding for Jeremiah Englehart. What do you make of the 14 here? This was another one where I just feels like a horse that probably doesn't want the mile 3/16. Another one that wants to be forward. So this is a horse that I'm going to leave off my tickets.
Yeah, leaving off. I mean, I would say this. I would use underneath, but not in the win column. If we're talking about the fact of a win candidate, 15-1 on the morning line, could you see great improvement? You could potentially. Is it a field that maybe we see this kind of a horse make us all look foolish at the end of the night? I mean, potentially. It's just not going to be with my money. I don't think he can win the race.
Yeah, Bo Liam been a great sire. Feels like it's a little bit too much too soon for the number 14 there. If you're looking for 14 of something else, how about 14 months of VSiN Pro right now for a limited time? Get our annual subscription, normally $240 for just $199. When you sign up today, we'll throw in 2 extra months free. That's 14 months of VSiN Pro for less than 15 cents or 50 cents a day with promo code PRO, P-R-O. You'll get access to daily best bets from VSiN hosts, real-time splits from both DraftKings and Circa, AI-powered prop tools, 24/7 video with full show replays. Head over to VSiN.com/subscribe. Use promo code PRO. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. Stick with us here. VSiN at the track. On the other side, our best bets, just 15 minutes post. Don't go anywhere.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Since 2011, the Sharp Plays has been beating the books, and 2025 was their best yet, with subscribers doubling their bankrolls. 15 straight years of winning, and it's all documented. Every pick, every result, posted publicly at sharpplays.com for anyone to verify. When the Sharp Plays moves, sportsbooks take notice. Advanced AI and insider intelligence finding edges before the numbers shift. Respected, watched, feared. Start winning with them at sharpplays.com. That's sharpplays.com.
Celebrate in style with the Legacy Club Sunset Package at Circa Resort and Casino. Cozy up by a fire pit, enjoy handcrafted cocktails, and raise a champagne toast as the sun sets
Hey, Dad,
over the Las Vegas.
your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class. Let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I
supplier, then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday 10 to 4 and Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world. Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome you to Mosher Field here in Toledo, Ohio. It's Western Reserve Radio on the iMedia1 network. Are proud to bring you Cleveland Cobras football here on this Saturday afternoon. Cobras make the trip out west as they get ready to take on the 4-0 Flag City Phantoms. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you along with the coach, Bob Gessler. Dave Ferris keeping an eye on us back in Youngstown as we get ready for Game 2 of the Cobra season. Cobras coming off of a 20-9 loss last week against Erie. Erie had come in at 1-1. So the Cobras 0-1 this week will face the 4-0 Flag City Phantoms. And actually, Coach, turned out to be a nice day. We made a little trip here from the east side of the state to the west, ran through some rain, but the temperature right around where we expected to be, 79 degrees, overcast skies, but not much, looks like much threat of rain here. And the wind's pretty light, about 8 miles an hour out of the west-southwest. So overall, here on this turf field, looks like it's going to be a great night for football.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, beautiful facilities. We have a good time when we come here and had a nice meal before we came up, and a little team meal with our families that made the trip with us, and we appreciate that. But, you know, I'll tell you what, overall, I'm excited. I think Cleveland they'll be better this game, but you know you're facing a team that's number 1, 4-0, and you only have one game under the belt, and sometimes that's a little rough because they've worked the bugs out. So hopefully Cleveland will do a lot better this week and patch it up a little bit and get her done.
All right, Cleveland last week in the first half had a little bit of a rough start for them. Much better in the second half, held Erie off, and Cleveland scoring on the last play of the game on a 76-yard touchdown pass. That coming from T.J. Johnson out to Will Anglin. Anglin would finish the game with 3 receptions for 118 yards. Johnson coming in relief of Slap Thompson, 101 with the touchdown. And then Dave Slap Thompson, he went 13 of 23 with the interception, that one being in the end zone. Cleveland able to drive the ball, couldn't finish it off to get the points on the board in the first half, other than a field goal coming up for the Cleveland Cobras, and then kind of struggled the entire game. Defensively, though, held Erie well in the second half.
Yeah, they did a good job defensively. Just like to see them get after it more, get them hands up, and check that quarterback and see if they could get more pressure on him. Because if you don't have pressure on, I don't care what kind of quarterback you are, you can be great or mediocre. You give a quarterback the time that he got, things are going to happen.
Yeah, certainly. John Amon, great game last week for the Erie Express. However, again, the second half, under a little bit more pressure, things got figured out. But we started to see a lot of new faces here for the Cleveland Cobras, including Julian Hunley. He had 3 receptions for 9 yards. And Victor Ford also carrying the ball, 4 carries for 12 yards. This week, though, the Cobras, I'm sure they would like to see that run game get going to set up that pass.
Yeah, you know me, Jim. I want to run the ball. We got to mix it up. Again, things that I don't never see now anymore is counters. Fullback dive, counters, stuff like that. Of course, everything is a zone read or, you're reading the ends and RPOs. But I really like to see them run the ball a little bit more, get them linebackers up a little bit so then you can open up behind them with the short, maybe 15 yards ends or a little bit of curls sitting down on the out. But if you don't challenge them linebackers, they're going to get into their drops. They're going to pick you apart when they know you're going to throw the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Cobras went down quickly 7-0 to the Erie Express. Coach, you're playing from behind, have to go through the air. You get off your game a little bit. You get outside your game plan. All that was early. Again, they struggled through the first half, but again, in the second half, we saw some things that kind of worked out there, and you look to build on that coming into week 2. You and I were talking off air that usually the biggest improvement is going to come between week 1 and 2, so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, let's hope so, because, you're playing the number 1 team, and they already got 4 on their belt, so you better play airless football, and you better be snappy and clean. Otherwise, it could be a long day.
Yeah, it's certainly an advantage for the Flag City Phantoms. They play out of the Players Football Association, Commissioner over there, Dave Duncan, and the Cleveland Cobras playing out of the Premier Amateur Football League. Jermaine Campbell, Commissioner, and the owner-operator of the PAFL. Their season will start in a couple weeks. But for the Cobras, again, they're at a little bit of a disadvantage taking on these tough teams, though. But you like to see it. You kind of have these as a measuring stick and see how they're going to do and how they're going to hold up.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Jim. If you go in there and you play a bunch of weak teams early, no disrespect, but then near the end of the season, you want to keep getting those wins in, and now you're getting smacked around by teams that are undefeated or running up 30, 40 points on teams. So this will give you a little bit of measuring stick on how well your team is and what adjustments you have to make early in the season so you can start picking it up.
Yeah, certainly. The question is, what do you learn from playing teams that you know are probably going to just, well, for the lack of a better phrase, be a punching bag for you. But you take on the Erie Express, you take on the Flag City Phantoms, and certainly that will set you up for that PAFL schedule.
And that, not only that, coaches get a good look at maybe some substitutions and, hey, maybe this guy didn't do well at practice or whatever, and now he's on the field and somehow he turns it up. So, again, we talk about the measuring stick, and I think that's what they're going to look at.
Flag City Phantoms in the special camouflage jerseys tonight. So we'll see if we have a little trouble with those ourselves, how camouflage those numbers will be once the sun starts to go down. And they will be in their gray pants with the traditional Phantoms helmet with the logos on the side. The Cleveland Cobras will be in their white uniforms. White jerseys, white pants with the black numbers outlined in green, and the black helmets with the traditional Cleveland Cobra helmet. And a little bit hard to see from the back for the Cobras, too, as they have the Cobra emblem on there. But we will try to get it as right as we can here, as we are also in preseason. So coming off of hockey, we'll make sure that we don't go to the metric system and call it the third period.
Yeah, instead of halves and quarters, that's the end of the first period. Whoops, well, that ain't quite right, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll get her straightened around. We'll make mistakes, but we'll have fun doing it.
All right, we'll go work on getting off the metric system. We'll step aside for a break. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Brian.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
You're listening to Canton Akron Jets Hockey. Just about 5 minutes before kickoff here in Toledo, Ohio, as the Cobras 0-1 try to get in the win column this week. They're taking on the 4-0 Flag City Phantoms. For the Phantoms, they are coached by Anson Brown. The owners here, Aaron Sanders, Des Sanders, Austin Lemley, and Michael Jimenez. Again, they play out of the Players Football Association. And we talked about the 4-game advantage they have right now. 4-0 coach. They come off of a win last week over the Michigan Force 2 weeks ago, by a score of 20-14. They win over the Michigan Bills back on April 18th, 26-8, and then they shut out the Mid-Ohio Patriots in their first game of the season, 22-0 last week. Excuse me. They would get the 22-6 win over the Grand Rapids Surge. We see a familiar name, Coach, on this roster, though, and it caught my attention. Maurice Lovett, quarterback for the Flag City Phantoms, once the quarterback for the River City Ravens that we met back in there. So a veteran quarterback here for Flag City and somebody you really can look to. So on both sides of this, we have experienced quarterbacks that can make adjustments on the fly.
And I'll tell you what, that is so important too. If the coaches give them the opportunity to read the defense and let them make adjustments, they could be very successful. And that's something that I've always strived for. You know, we tell our quarterbacks, okay, this is the play, see something you don't think it's going to work, and you change it, that's all and good. But I'm just going to tell you, you better have it right, because then you got to come to the sidelines if you do something. But you got to trust in your quarterback and his eyes.
Yeah, certainly. Especially early in the season here, can be a little bit disheartening for players. A lot of new faces for the Cobras. And we talked about the chemistry and just the timing of things. We saw a lot of plays for Cleveland last week that were there. Either couldn't catch the ball, maybe had one small hiccup, but more of a timing issue. Yeah. More of an execution that was maybe the knowledge of the offense, but something certainly that can be fixed up.
But and again, I think it was just first game jitters. You know, you're going up against a team that has already played, and you know, they get, again, like we talk about, you got to work the bugs out, and that's the key to football. You try to go in there as a coach and prepare them as best as possible. But unfortunately, we can't be out there. We try to put them in the right positions and right situations, but it's up to them to get it done. So there's only so much we can do. You got to trust your players and make sure that you've got in there and prepared.
Yeah, that will be the challenge for head coach Adam Rogerson, the veteran with this Cleveland staff, and Jamar Fleming, defensive coordinator. They have been the coach and assistant head coach for the Cleveland Cobras have done a great job. But I guess last week what we expected was the defense to be ahead of the offense. That was certainly the case. The question is, how do you get the offense to catch up to the defense this week and here in week 2?
Well, that's just, trying to get some practice time. Obviously, it's a little difficult with these guys. They carry jobs and this and that. So, it's a lot of film work. It's watching what your players are doing, going into the next game, studying film, try to pick things out. Offensive linemen try to hit the defense, see where they're stepping, see if they tip something off. And as far as defense, Cobra's got to look at their offense. Again, same thing. They may be tipping something off on a play, and then they can get consistent with it.
I'll take a look at some notable games last week here in the out-of-league portion of the season here throughout the region. It was the Capital City Bandits shutting out the Lima Warriors 14-0. The Beaver County Bengals, they get the 8-7 win over the Tri-County Rams. Tuscarawas Warriors, the 12-8 win over the PA Dogs. Glass City Tigers get the 60-20 win over the Michigan Force. And the Detroit Ravens doing what the Detroit Ravens do. And they got the 63-6 win over the Flint Fury. And there has not been a team in a very long time that has been able to unravel the Rubik's Cube that is the Detroit Ravens. They have been outstanding.
Yeah, they get a good bunch of players there, and they're consistent, and they stay together. So, unfortunately, that's just going to happen. But if you could get a team going and keep them together for many years, it'll prove it on the field.
A couple scores from around the area this week. The Cuyahoga Falls Rapids with a 7-0 lead over the Michigan Bills. And the Detroit Ravens, we just talked about them with the 27-6 lead in the second quarter over the Glass City Tigers. Glass City Tigers also an outstanding program. However, Detroit showing they are the consensus, why they are the consensus number one here in the U.S.
Yep, absolutely legit. So you go in there and you just got to do your homework and do the best you can. And sometimes they have a little bit better players, so you got to try to figure out and confuse them.
Just under a minute here. Officials are on the field. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, it will be the Phantoms and the Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia1 Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
Cleveland going to start this one off by receiving. Tyree Knight back to receive the ball. He'll set up right around his own 10-yard line. Flag City will kick off. They will kick off left to right if you are listening in on the iMedia1 Network app or the Live 365 app, or if you happen to be watching and on the Cleveland Cobras Facebook page, you get a glimpse of the scene here in Toledo, Ohio, Coach, and week 2 here. You and I back together, I don't know, how many years has it been now?
As Lord.
We go right from this over to high school, right?
Right in high school football. I tell everybody this is like our preseason because we want to make sure we're nice and clear and crisp when we get to the high school. But, we want to make sure we're good here, too. We sound good. And
sometimes a little rough around the edges.
Well,
let's just be honest about it.
You walk away from the mic for a while.
It's our preseason.
Yeah, that's what I say. You get a little stutter sometimes. You're trying to get the words out, and you get a little brain, let's say, pause. And we'll be all right. We'll get her.
Yeah, officials kind of holding this one up a little bit. Not sure what they're waiting for.
I don't know.
Maybe waiting for a few more Phantoms players? Not real sure.
Well,
nonetheless, we will not confuse the Flag City Phantoms with our own Youngstown Phantoms.
Yes.
So it's speaking of hockey, Western Reserve Radio, the home of the United States Hockey League's Youngstown Phantoms, making it to the USHL playoffs again this year under head coach Ryan Ward. Oh, that's right. And the Toledo Walleye of a coach, young Will Craven up here joining us, reminding the Toledo Walleye taking on the Comets tonight. So something to do in the Toledo area should you want to go see some live sports. And if you haven't really watched hockey, if you have, go out and see it. It's one of the sports you like to watch live. And, okay, now the official's bringing over the yard markers. That would explain a lot. Those are important.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they don't have anybody that wants to run them sticks, and that's not a good thing.
All right, well.
But that's on Flag
I don't
City.
understand, with the union wages the way they are now, you would think they would be right on top of that. But welcome to the wonderful world of spring and summer football here in the state of Ohio.
Well, there's a whole lot of women out here on this side, and I don't see too many guys.
I don't know if I would volunteer a couple of them down there, because one of them you're going to have to ride home with.
Yeah, and you know how that'll be. That'll be left foot, right foot as far as they were concerned.
Absolutely. Well, while we have a moment here, let's take a opportunity to acknowledge and say hello to some folks out there. Kamala Melly, Mammy Penn. Torrance Davis's mom tuning in. We thank you for that. Tracy Davis. The gentleman from the rundown. We don't have a score yet, guys. We're just getting ready to kick off. We're having some logistical issues, but Amelia Hopkins. And she appears to be a big fan of Italian Fortner. Does one of our station IDs, actually. Great voice. Thank those guys for playing along. Kim Vargo tuning in as well. And I'm going to go out and say that that's going to be a relative of Michael Vargo, one of the guards for the Cleveland Cobras. John Dale Freeman watching in as well. Scores from last night. The Cleveland Cavaliers could not close that one out at home. They will head back to Detroit tomorrow to take on the Pistons, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. So Cleveland sports continue to break our heart there, Coach.
Yep.
You just say it as a matter of fact.
Well, I just about broke my neck. My foot got caught in my wire. Again, preseason. That's all
right,
it is.
Well, and we got Will up here with the headset, and he's ready to back up. So
here we go. I go down. He's got the ball. Then
he's going to join us. So keep track of some of the numbers for you. As I think we are almost ready to go here.
Getting close.
Slight delay here, and
we're working out the change.
Trying to fill some airtime here. Say hello to everybody.
Speaking of that, I worked a little part-time job this year at Western Reserve, Berlin Western Reserve High School, and great school and stuff. I want to say a shout out to anybody over there. They found out that Bob the Builder is a football announcer, and I told them where to listen and if they're interested. So I had
Is that Coach Armini still there?
Yeah, John Armini. I see him quite a bit. John's
he has
good
been
man.
around forever.
Yep, played for me in the 7th and 8th grade. Head coach.
And since they have new jerseys, I don't know if we've got exactly a good roster here, because 81 is listed as a left tackle. However, he is built like a receiver and is going to kick off. But we know for sure one thing. Back near the 10-yard line is number 1 for the Cleveland Cobras, Tyree Knight. A very explosive returner when he can get the space. And we are just about underway here in Toledo, Ohio. Phantoms and the Cobras here. This is going to be a short kick. Picked up near the 15-yard line. Brought out to the 30, 35, 40, and out of bounds near the 45-yard line. And that's going to be Will Anglin. They affectionately know him as Man.
Okay.
And he made a couple of manly catches last week, let me tell you.
Yeah, he did.
But this receiving core, a lot of potential here and a lot of weapons for quarterback Slap Thompson. take a look at this last week. It had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different receivers last week for Dave Slap Thompson and TJ Johnson. And we're going to have 1st and 10 for the Cobras at their own 45-yard line. Just underway here, first quarter. Anglin going to be the outside receiver in the trio to the far side. Thompson in the shotgun. Antonio Boyd going to work his way to the left side. He'll line up as a tight end. Thompson waiting for the snap. First offensive play as Anglin will go in motion from right to left. He'll go to high motion. They'll hand this one off up the middle and maybe pick up a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up for Cleveland. Cleveland trying to go to the ground. And that's going to be Gabe. Well, wearing number 30. Not sure who that's going to be. I don't think that's Gabe Rios at running back. But nonetheless, Cleveland going to go right to the ground.
Yeah, that play really slow developed. And they got to pick it up a little bit. Again, first play, but got to look a little bit sharper than that coming out.
This offensive line led by veteran and center Lamoris Dillard. As Anglin will be the single receiver to the far side. Boyd will be the receiver on the outside to the left of Thompson. Matt Wise will be in the slot. Thompson waiting for the snap. 3-by-1 are the receivers. Movement up front, and we're going to get a flag. And are they going to have Matt Wise, or is this going to be an encroachment? And the line judge is going to say encroachment. So that is going to make it 2nd and 4 now for Cleveland. Anthony Neal checking in also on the Cleveland Cobras today.
Slap's very good at that. He gets a lot. Over the years we've watched him draw a lot of people off sides, and his cadence is great. So
quite frustrating for the other team. I tell you,
they
try very hard count.
Yeah, they try to time it out, and he gets them every time.
Thompson in the shotgun, 1 running back to his right, 3 receivers to his left. Cobras moving right to left on your devices. On the Flag City 49-yard line, 3-step drop, going to plant, looking downfield, fires out to his left, caught at the 44-yard line, and upended at the 42-yard line. Antonio Boyd on the catch. That's going to be enough for a Cleveland Cobras first down.
Absolutely great job. I'll tell you what, he sat down and I'll tell you what I just saw. Offensive line did an outstanding job. They gave him all day to throw. No pressure whatsoever. You give somebody like Slap that kind of time, and I'll tell you what, right down the field. Good job.
Yeah, guys like Lamoris Dillard, DeAndre Carr, veterans of this Cobras team. It'll be 1st and 10 now from the Flag City 42-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll go 3 receivers again to his left. Single receiver to the far side. They'll work from the left hash mark. 12:41 left here. First quarter just underway here. Game 2 of the season for Cleveland. Thompson, though, in the shotgun. Going to make some changes. Again, we'll watch that hard count. Little movement up front. Good discipline by the offensive line. Thompson planting his feet, looking downfield. Plenty of time. And it's going to be intercepted at the 10-yard line. Was looking for Anglin, going to be pitched back, still live, and then brought down at the 19. And the initial drive for Cleveland will stall out. Flag City will take over. 12:17 left here, first quarter.
Well, I will tell you something that I noticed, Jim, that the defense is standing just straight up in the air. You know, I'm going to tell my guys, you fire off low and hard. Do not stand up and try to fight them, because they're going to juke step you and try to find that open gap. So you're just going to fire out strong, look into that belt buckle, and take them down, because you can't come off the field out of a good stance when you're standing up. And I tell you what, they could dominate if they'd like.
A 3-play drive coming to an end by way of an interception. Second interception of the season for Dave Thompson. And we got a player down. Not sure if he went down after the huddle went down, but again, not especially hot out here today, so.
It was on the tackle, Jim.
Okay, we didn't see him down there, so we do apologize for that. Marquise Hodges checking on him. They're going to help him up. Malik Gaddy there for the assist, and they will walk him to the sideline. 12:17 to go here. First quarter. Again, not much humidity here today, so not bad conditions.
No.
Don't anticipate there should be too many cramping issues or.
And that little bit of breeze we got, treetops are blowing, so that's going to help keep them cool a bit.
So 1st and 10 for Flag City. They're going to mark this right at the 20-yard line. They'll go receivers 2 by 2, shotgun, one running back to the left. Cleveland in a 4-2-5, handoff up the middle, contact made, and it'll be about a 3, maybe 4-yard pickup for Flag City. That'll bring up 2nd and 6 now for Flag City.
Yeah, good job up front by the Cobras. I mean, they ended up getting 3 yards on that, but I'll tell you what, he had to pick himself through and find the hole, and they did a good job there. Linebackers just got to come up a little quicker and scrape.
They'll mark the ball at the 23. So gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for the Phantoms. Not to be confused with the Youngstown Phantoms.
They ain't wearing ice skates.
2 by 2 for the Phantoms. Again, they'll go 2 by 2 in the receivers. On the near side, they'll be kind of close together. Quick pass out to the far side. Some contact there. One spin, a move, and out to the 30-yard line. It's going to be a close to a Phantoms first down.
They're calling it third. They're calling it third down.
Well, that could have gone either way on that one. But 3rd and short now for the Phantoms. They've got it right at the 30-yard line. The ball was at the 20, and I can't see. Okay, that is going to be a first down. Initially, when they marked the ball after the turnover, I thought it was going to be at the 19, which would have made sense. But they put it right at the 20-yard line. So somebody's left foot or right foot, as you love to say.
Right foot, left foot.
So 1st and 10 for the Phantoms from their own 30-yard line. 10:41 left here, first quarter, no score. Phantoms going with the 3 receiver set to the right. Hand off up the middle. Contact in the backfield brought down. Ambrose Picorni slicing through, getting the tackle. And Picorni picking up where he left off last year.
Boy, I tell you what, Jim, he fired that gap, and I didn't get whether he was through the inside of the tackle or outside. But my man was still in his stance, and he was in the backfield. Outstanding job. Way to fire off.
So ball now marked at the 29. 2nd and 11 for the Phantoms. Just under 10 minutes to play here, first quarter. If you're just joining us here on Western Reserve Radio, if you're listening in on the iMedia1 network app, or watching any one of our social media platforms. And the Phantom's going to go 3 receivers to the near side. Back to pass, 3-step drop, looking over the middle, fires out to the right, caught, and brought down near the 32-yard line. An outstanding defense by Marquise Hodges, who wraps him up and brings him down textbook style.
And Hutchins on that catch, I'll tell you what, he caught it, and he wanted to try to get outside, and he couldn't. That was a great tackle.
Third and about 8 now for Flag City. 9:09 to go here. Phantoms 4-0 on the season. They have been a well-oiled machine coming in here to Game 5 of their season of the PFA. Not sure how many of those would be out of league games, but nonetheless. 2 by 2 set now for the Phantoms. Shotgun movement up front, and sent a running back in motion, and they're going to say it's going to be a false start against Flag City. So that'll knock them back 5. That'll put them behind the sticks. 3rd down again for the Phantoms. And even looking back last week, and I didn't really pay much attention to this, Coach, the offensive and defensive lines for the Cobras, outstanding job, well-disciplined. Did not do much damage with those flags.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Cobras got to stop them here. If they stop them here, this is going to be a good thing because they, with the pick, that they got nothing out of this. So they really have got to get to that quarterback, and they got to get heat on him, and DBs have got to be uptight.
You love to make a punt from here when you got returners like Tyree Knight back there. As now, 3rd and 13 for the Phantoms. 2-by-2 again. Shotgun formation, one running back to the left. Back to pass, looking out to the left, fires, and that's going to be overthrown, incomplete, into the Cobra sideline. That'll bring up 4th down on a punting situation for the Phantoms.
Now, I'll tell you what, it looked like he got a little bit of heat on there, and he released a little bit faster than he wanted, and then his release was up high. Therefore, it floated on him.
And normally when you see that, Coach, not really being able to plant those feet, step into it, and get that correct throw. But now the Phantoms in a huddle. I don't know if that means either maybe a pooch kick or you have that much confidence in the defense.
Well, let me tell you what.
All right, 4th and 13. And I believe they're going to punt this one away. I believe you're going to see probably just a short kick, as I know they want to keep this away from the Cleveland returners. And indeed, it will be. As one will head back to the 30-yard line and head out of bounds perfectly at the 25-yard line. So well executed by the Flag City Phantoms. Cleveland will take over, 8:02 left here, first quarter. And they will get the ball. It should be right around the 25-yard line. I'll actually say the 24. I am 0 for 2 on initial ball markings here. All right. But we are scoreless. Cleveland will get the ball back, second possession of the day. First one ending in an interception on the Flag City side of the field.
And I'll tell you what, that's what Cleveland needed. They needed to stop them, knock the momentum out, because I'll tell you what, when that happens and you get that pick, boy, momentum could shift real quick. They did a great job defensively. Now the offenses, don't get greedy. I feel that they still got to be able to run the ball somewhere. Get outside, seal that stuff up, get them receivers out there to stalk and see what happens.
Phantoms drive 5 plays. Net 7 yards, I believe. 2 runs, 3 passes. Cleveland, 1st and 10. Thompson in the shotgun, receivers 2-by-2. He'll hand this one off. Contact in the backfield, but a spin and move will avoid a big loss, maybe a yard loss on the play, but that could have been a lot worse. And a good job by the Cleveland Cobras running back. And again, he's wearing number 30 today, but I don't think that's Gabe Rios.
Yeah, and again, we're not sure on numbers, but it looked like Jason Burling was able to get in there and rush it and stop the play in the backfield.
So they'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Ball marked at their own 24-yard line. 7:23 to go here, first quarter. No score. Cleveland with their second possession of the game. Thompson in the shotgun. One running back to his left. Anglin, the single receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one. 3 receivers to the far side. Thompson. Play action. Pass over the middle. That's going to be caught by Anglin at the 45, 50, and he should be gone all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. 76 yards on the pitch and catch from Dave Thompson to William Anglin. And man makes the man catch.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. He got swatted at around the 20-yard line. That ball kind of came out, and he caught it on his thighs. And he was able to maintain possession and get in the end zone.
So Anglin with his second 76-yard touchdown in as many weeks. And again, one of those new faces to the Cleveland Cobras. And he has paid off so far. Anthony Neal, I think he's happy too.
Yeah.
So Joe Barrico to come in to hold for the Cobras. Ben Lyons to do the kicking. Cobra short one. Seems to be always be an issue at this level. Yeah. We're always looking for somebody extra on the special teams. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. 6:54 left here, first quarter. Cleveland scores on a 76-yard touchdown pass from Dave Thompson to Will Anglin. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season.
looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
6:54 left here, first quarter. Cleveland takes a 7-0 lead on a two-play drive. 76 yards as Dave Thompson hits Anglin on the 76-yard touchdown pass. Anglin with the same pitch and catch last week on the last play of the game. Does it again, and I think the Cobras would be okay to see that a lot more this year. As the officials will come in, they'll stop it. Having some logistical issues. The head linesman going to talk to the referee. And at this point, I don't know what you could be talking about that you didn't talk about at the break. Well, that was our break. But
yeah, I get you. Their break, too. They usually huddle after everything's said and done.
I actually talked briefly with a couple of the officials there, talking about some of the uniform requirements. Short sleeve, long sleeve. We wore whatever the crew chief said, I guess.
And that's our own Cheney High School grad, linebacker, Kenny Swanson.
As we called him, Chief. One of the outstanding officials here in the state of Ohio is Ben Lyons. Will kick this one off. Incidentally, the punter, Jeff Cooper Ryder, an alum of the Toledo Rockets. This one will be kicked down to the 20-yard line, brought out. Trying to find some room up the middle past the 35, making a couple moves and out towards the 36, maybe the 37. And that's where Flag City will take over first and 10, 6:46 to go here in this first frame. Cobras with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, that was a good job. He found a little opening. I noticed some Cobras, 2 or 3 took each other out, so that
sometimes you're so aggressive,
yeah,
get some friendly fire.
It happens.
And I'm sure they would rather have that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So a couple of DBs coming in. Cam McCauley played some arena ball this year, as well as Quay Harris. Played physical last week. A couple of great breakups against that Erie receiving core. As that'll be first and 10 now. Actually going to mark this at the 38. 6:46 to go here. First quarter. Single receiver to the near side. Now 2 receivers to the left side. We'll bring the slot in tight. Again, having trouble seeing the numbers, and they'll hand this one off up the middle. Contact in the backfield, and I thought the ball came loose for a second, but if it did, he fell on it. And it looks like that's going to be Chris Frazier coming in for the tackle. I think Frazier, listed as a safety, playing up in that 4-2-5 defense. Read the run, came up and made the initial hit.
Yeah, I like their defense. They got linebackers that now could play. The up front is good. So I like that. They were 3-4 last year. Didn't care too much for it. But now that they're back to the 4-3, it's making a difference on the run game.
Yeah, Donovan Mormon up there as well. We know he can swallow up a running back from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
Phantoms 2x2 again. Second and 10. One running back to the right of the signal caller. Again, we do apologize for these numbers. Low snap, covered up, and he's just going to go down on it. Smart thing to do. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long for Flag City as we hit the 5:40 mark of the first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, I think Flag City came here saying we're 4-0, and they're looking a little rusty here in this first quarter. They better patch up the ship a little bit here, or it's going to spring more leaks. And Cleveland wants this bad, and they're playing rather well.
So 3rd down for the Phantoms. Ball marked at the 33-yard line. They're going to have to get to their own 48 for a first down. So 3rd and 15. Clock will continue to run. 5:10 left here. Cobras with 1 high safety, showing some pressure Low snap again. Pressure coming off the left side. Fires out. Caught at the 40-yard line. And going to spin move. Break one tackle, but not a second. And he'll work his way out to the 43-yard line. Had to get to the 48 for the first down. However, a flag in the backfield, Coach. And that could be a hold.
Or roughing.
Roughing, and indeed, you are right. That is going to be roughing the passer. Derek Brumfeld, outside linebacker coming in. I believe they're going to say he's going to be the one. Oh, excuse me, that's going to be Antoine Ford. Nope, correct. I was right the first time. Derek Brumfeld. Okay. 0-8. Can go either way. So that's going to result in a first down for Flag City. Only their second first down of the game, but it comes by way of penalty. 4:43 stopped on the clock here. Cobras with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, well, instead of 4th and a mile, now they get first down and 10 in the Cobras territory.
You like to see the aggression, but maybe a little more control.
Well, you got to get it under control. You got to be able to be aware when that ball gets released.
1st and 10 for the Phantoms. So test the middle again. Nowhere to go. Donovan Mormon came through and wrapped him up. And we just talked about him, and I believe he was actually at an even technique right over the nose. And that doesn't look like it's going to be a good matchup for Flag City.
No, and then he had 3 of his buddies, Robert Littlejohn, come off the top, and he had a whole lot of Cobra player on him.
Robert Littlejohn, a story all unto himself. So only be a loss of a yard on the play, but 2nd and 11 now for the Phantoms. 3:56 left here in the first. Cobras with that 7-0 lead. Phantoms, single receiver to the near side, back to pass, under pressure, fires it down the sideline, overthrows his receiver out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 3rd down for Flag City with the clock stopped with 3:41 to go here in the first frame.
He had him wide open. He just flat out threw him. And I think he's getting a little happy feet myself.
You have to attribute that to lots of the pressure coming from Cleveland.
The pressure, absolutely, that's what it is. And I'll tell you what, Cleveland keeps getting there. So the offensive line of Flag City, I'll tell you what, they're not doing a very good job at this point right now.
3rd and 11 now for Flag City. Playing a lot from behind the sticks here on this drive, but with penalties, seems like that's keeping it alive for them as they'll go 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the far side, 1 running back to the right of the Phantom quarterback. Again, we believe, hard to tell, but I want to say maybe that is Maurice Lovett. Low snap again, back to pass, rolling out, throwing out to his right this time, and this one is going to be thrown out of bounds. And it looked like maybe he was looking for Aaron Sanders. Aaron Sanders with a big game last week for the Phantoms, and that was somebody that I thought the Phantoms, or excuse me, the Cobras would really have to keep an eye on because Sanders playing both sides of the ball last week. Over 150 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and 4 pass breakups, if that indeed is the correct number that he is wearing.
That's great, having a great game.
That's a lot going on for one guy.
I'll tell you what, Cleveland's rattling the quarterback. He's not getting any time. He can't set his feet, and it looks like he throws off his back foot every time. So it's getting really interesting.
4th down now here. We'll see if they're going to punt this one away again. Cobra's trying to maybe put the safety back just a little bit here. Well executed pooch kick the last time. Back to pass. Looking out to his right. Fires downfield. And it's going to overthrow his receiver. Turnover on downs. And Cleveland will take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. 3:32 to go here in the first quarter.
I'll tell you what. His timing is way off. He has overthrown everybody today. And not by a little bit. They can't even jump and get a hand on it. So good job by Cleveland. And I think they got him rattled up front from the pass rush, and I believe that's what it is.
Jamar Fleming has to be very excited, defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Cobras, And head coach Adam Rogerson's got to like what he's seeing, again, from that week 1 to week 2 jump.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Jim. And again, now let's run the ball a little bit. Let's loosen them up. We haven't seen some stretch plays. I like to see something like that. They actually ran the option play a few times last year. I'd like to see them do something to this effect. Keep them linebackers up tight.
3 receivers to the near side this time. Single receiver to the far side for Cleveland. Thompson in the shotgun. 1 running back to his right. They'll work this from the right hash mark. Going from right to left on your devices. 3:32 to go. Here is Thompson with the hard count. Pressure being shown by Flag City. Back to pass. Fires down the sideline, and it's going to be thrown
He was
out of bounds.
I was going to say, Jim, he was way out of bounds, so there was nothing going on there.
And you can see immediately that William Anglin has become the favorite target of Dave Slap Thompson, and it has paid off.
It has, but again, everything's deep. Everything's deep. They've got to do a better job. Intermediate stuff, try to run the ball a little bit. Everything's going deep, and that a lot of times that could bite you on a pick.
Out of Phantom's last drive, 7 plays, 19 yards netted after the penalties. 3 pass, 4 run, and a muffed play. As Cleveland will go 3 receivers to the left of Thompson again. 3:26 to go. Again, a hard count. DeAndre Carr is going to get pushed back on his backside. And another encroachment call coming up against Flag City. Sometimes when things are going your way, they really go your way.
Well, I believe they're in desperate mode, and what's happening is they're pinning their ears back, but instead of watching the football, they're listening to the count because they're standing straight up, and he's getting them every time.
Think DeAndre Carr sold that a little bit?
Yeah, I would think. I mean,
he's a big guy. I don't think he goes down that easy.
It's a good thing though when you're an actor. It helps.
2nd and 5 here for Cleveland. Thompson in the shotgun again. They'll work still out of that trips formation to the left. Another movement up front. No movement by the offensive line. Pump fake fired over the middle. That's going to be caught at the 40. Matt Wise down to the 38-yard line. First down for Cleveland. And Thompson all by himself is causing an issue for this Phantoms defense.
Hey, you know what? If that works, keep going. Keep doing it. He's hard counting them. He's mixing them up. He's doing what he got to do.
Oh, you got to see him before the game. Gave him a little bit of a hard time. Maybe he's waking up. Maybe you did a little something for him.
Well, just a little bit. I gave him a good shot and told him, hey, good luck today, but he couldn't throw a BB in Lake Erie. He'd probably miss. And he got a big smile that Slap does. He's got that big smile, and he knew I meant it through love.
Trips receivers to the left. Wise will be the slot receiver. Thompson the outside. Quick pass. It's going to be mishandled by Thompson. He's going to take it himself to the 35-yard line. Probably not the most graceful run we've ever seen by a quarterback, but
hey, he looked like a down tackle running through there. It was more like, oh no, what do I do now?
Thompson, the veteran, though, bringing the ball in and gets positive yards.
He got 3 yards on it. We'll give him that.
2nd and 7 for last week for Slap Thompson. 1 carry, -2 yards. He's already exceeded that. Yeah, he's doubled it.
Yep, exactly. So what can you ask for? He doubled his rushing yardage.
All right, 2nd and 7 here. Ball at the 36-yard line. They're on the plus side of the field. Anglin, the single receiver, back out to the far side. He'll be one-on-one. 3 receivers to the left of Thompson. Waiting for the snap. Dillard patiently waiting. Back to pass. Looking out to his left. Fires. This one's going to be caught at the 31-yard line. Going to move and dance and brought back to the 34-yard line. Trying to get a number here. I believe, is that going to be number? Yeah, it's going to be number 12. That is listed as Mario Sturdivant. Listed as a quarterback, but if that is him, does good job with his hands, too.
Yeah, well.
So we're up 3rd down and about 5 for Cleveland. 1:09 to go here in the first frame. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead. That one coming by way of a Thompson to Hundley 76-yard touchdown.
Flag City's moving some people around up front. They cannot find that combination. trying to get maybe the starters a little bit of a rest and weed some people in.
Well, we're closer to the left hash. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll make some last-second adjustments. Hard count again. This one handed off up the middle, past the 30, going to twist, dive, and be brought back. And we'll see where they're going to mark it. It's going to be at the 26.
That is a first down. He had forward progress until he got his shirt and thrown back.
So first down for Cleveland at the Phantom 26-yard line. Under 20 seconds to play here at first frame. We'll see if they're going to get another play off. Cleveland will head to the sideline, and we will head to a break. After one, the Cobras with a 7-0 lead over the Flag City Phantoms. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Second quarter action coming up here from Toledo, Ohio. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Back into Phantoms territory. 6th play of the drive here coming up. I'll mark the ball at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cobras, Coach.
Well, let's see if that timeout and change of field position does something for him, because I know as a coach, we would be definitely having some fireside chat, because it looks like they possibly could have came in here a little bit of confidence, and I don't think they were ready for what the Cobras are handing them.
Fireside chat translates into all right.
Yeah,
we'll let that one go.
Yes,
looks like
we just, now what do we got here?
I believe the Phantom's going to take a timeout.
That hurts.
All right. So we'll keep that one here as we just get underway here in the second quarter. But so far, a vast improvement for the Cleveland Cobras against a very good 4-0 Phantoms team.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked. I really expected a little bit more sharpness, but again, you go in 4-0 and you think, well, you know what? They got beat last week. They only played one game. We should be able to come in here, do what we got to do and get out of Dodge. Well, sometimes that don't work out. And from what I see in body language, I don't see good things out there. So as a coach, I'm getting on them. I mean, if they don't shake up something here, if they got to stop Cobra from scoring, and if the Cobras score and keep this momentum, they could be in serious trouble. But you still have halftime and stuff to straighten this team out. But it's not looking good for them. But it's early in the game, so we'll see what happens.
Score out of West Virginia, Coach. The Tri-State Longhorns get the 20-8 win over the Youngstown Patricians. Head coach Vinny Iannarino still looking for his first win as head coach of that Youngstown franchise.
Yeah, Vinny will do. Hey, first year coach. It'll come.
Cobras.
It'll come.
3 receivers to the left. Pump fake. Looking for room down. Had plenty of time. Caught at the 15-yard line. Anglin again working from side. That's not going to be Anglin. Inside the 10, down near the 8-yard line. And a fantastic catch by Jawan Hunley. Again, we talked about watching him last year as part of the Cleveland Rams, and to have him over here now, he was a very, very talented receiver.
Yeah, he got open, and Slap couldn't find anybody. He finally found him coming. He came all the way across field towards us. Great run. He had some blockers in front of him. I really thought he was going to get in the end zone, but I'll tell you what, I'll take that all day.
First and goal for Cleveland at the Phantom 7-yard line. 14-17 to go here in the second quarter. 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. That'll be Anglin again. Thompson in the shotgun. with the hard count. Hand this one off up the middle, inside the 5, 4, and down to the 3-yard line. It'll be second and goal, ball at the 3. But as a wise man once said, hold the phones. And that could be the area of holding.
Hard to say.
Indeed, it will be. So that will set the Cobras back. Their first penalty of the day.
And you know what? It was a great call because, believe me, Jim, all I was thinking in my head right now, fan block up front, get somebody on that Mike linebacker. There's nobody else around and run a draw. They had it.
First down.
Keep them hands inside. Grab that breastplate and hang on. Just don't extend the arms, and nobody will ever say anything.
So in other words, keep them inside, don't get caught.
Yeah, well, that's how we taught it.
All right.
Being that line coach for as many years as I was.
Well, there's never any holding on the inside.
No, never. My linemen don't hold.
Single receiver to the far side, or excuse me. That'll be Antonio Boyd. On the far side here, Thompson in his shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. He will send Hundley in motion from right to left, 2 by 2 now. Working from the right hash, Mark Thompson back to pass. 3-step drop, fires, and that's going to be off the fingertips of Anglin, and it was a little bit high. I thought he was going to be able to bring that down, but got a little push from the defenders, just enough for that ball to be overthrown.
Wow, I tell you what, that would have been a great throw and catch. He got it in there, but if he'd have just lowered that a little bit, of course, then they may have lowered the boom on the receiver. But I'll tell you what, that was great job there.
No updated score from the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids game. They have last we know, a 7-0 lead over the Michigan Bills. 3 receivers to the left for Cleveland. Wise will be the slot receiver. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Anglin again. He's been a nightmare of a matchup these last couple of weeks. Thompson with the hard count, trying to pull him off. 3-step, looking out to his left. Rolling to the near side. He's going to dump this one quickly out to the running back. Out past the 15, down to the 13-yard line. And we're going to have a flag on the play. Could that be a roughing call? If it is, and indeed it will be, that's going to be an automatic first down for the Cobras. So after the holding penalty, Cleveland picks up some yards, and then we'll go half the distance. And it should give them an automatic first down. Do we have a timeout? Looks like Cleveland's headed to the sideline. 13:01 left here, second quarter.
I'm not sure who called the timeout. Maybe Cleveland? I do not know.
All right. Well, we know one thing. A timeout's been taken. We'll step aside real quick for a break. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
First and goal for Cleveland. Ball at the 7-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun. Quick pass out to the far side. Caught. Hundley works into the end zone. Lost the ball. Was covered up. Is that going to be a fumble? And indeed, it's going to be Hundley. Took a shot to the head. It snapped his head back. It may have caused him to lose that ball. And that will end a fantastic drive by the Cobras on a turnover with 12:55 to go here, second quarter. And a little concerning, Coach. I saw that head come back. Looked like he took a knee there, but he popped right back up.
Well, he was trying to stretch it over, and can't stretch things like that over. Just let the play go.
So with 12:55 left here, Flag City will take over at their own 1-yard line. this a dangerous area for the Phantoms because the Cobras have been putting a ton of pressure on them here throughout the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would definitely send 1 or 2 linebackers on this. Get that offensive line puzzled up and get them to open up some gaps and then shoot those linebackers. Shoot Little John through there and cause a fracas.
9 plays, 50-yard drive by the Cobras, 7 passes, 3 runs, resulting in no points. However, the defense with an opportunity to maybe put some pressure on there, make something happen with 12:55 to go here in the second quarter. 3 receivers to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. They'll go shotgun. One thing I've never understood there, Coach, this deep in your own end. 1 running back to his left. A lot of pressure being shown by the Cobras. 1 safety kind of shifted over the near side linebackers. Now going to back out just a little bit. Marquise Hodge with some pressure. Phantoms through the middle will make it out till the 5-yard line. That'll give them a little breathing room as the clock will continue to run with 12:45 to go here, second quarter. Second down now for Flag City, trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Just play your defense. Just play the defense which you have. They've done nothing to this point.
Back to pass. Quick pass out to the near side. Caught out to the 10-yard line. Going to slip 1 tackle and then brought down near the 16-yard line. That'll be enough for a Flag City first down with nearly 12 minutes to play here, second quarter.
Yeah, that was a good pass and catch, and a little bit was able to break around the defender, the corner that was sitting out here. Good job by the receiver.
So clock continues to run, 11:48 to go. Got work from the left hash mark. First and 10, ball marked at the Flag City 16-yard line. Receivers will go 2 by 2. Handoff off the left side, trying to find some room to run. He'll make it out past the 16 to the 17, pushed back out of bounds. And we're going to have a flag on the play. And I know they're not going to have a late hit.
No.
There's no way, unless there's some kind of sideline warning coming up, but looked like there was really not much to talk about on that play.
Yeah, I mean, he held him up. He was going near those hurdles, and he grabbed him. Holding?
Now, the way he threw the flag, it almost like it was going to come out. Oh, and there say, yeah, again, holding against the Phantoms. The line judge demonstrating it for the
so
Flag City coaching staff.
Half the distance. There was a change, too, I noticed in their offensive line. Number 66, again, we don't know if who that is. He now was playing right guard. He is now the center because we were giving him fits on the nose.
Yeah, Donovan Moorman has been a challenge so far, to put it politely, as it'll now be first down again, ball at the 9-yard line. Phantoms will have to get to the 26 for a first down. 11 minutes left here, second quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. 2 turnovers for the visitors here so far, but they lead 7-0. Back to pass, 3-step drop. Fires out over the middle. That one's going to be dropped at the 20-yard line. And I believe we have a receiver that knows he should have caught that. And is that going to be Aaron Shannon? Not sure. Again, sorry with the camouflage numbers, and these were handed out at the last second here.
But Marquise had that ball in his hands for a pick six, and it went right through his hands. He catches that. He walks to the corner of the end zone.
Well, Cleveland already with the 7-0 lead. Tried to double that up, however. Gave the ball up at the 1-yard line. It'll be second down now. They'll mark it at the 8-yard line. Again, they'll have to get to the 26 for a first down. 10:48 left here, second quarter.
They've just got to play smart defense. Don't let nothing get behind you. Keep everybody in front of you.
Receivers 2 by 2. Quay Harris, the one high safety for Cleveland. Back to pass. Looking out to the left. Under pressure. Steps up. Trying to direct traffic. Fires downfield. And it's actually going to be caught at the 40-yard line. Brought down near the 46. And that'll be a first down for Flag City. The big play that Cleveland couldn't afford to give up. Gives Flag City a first down.
I'll tell you what, that was a great job. All he did was climb the ladder, and he grabbed that ball over top of the defender and pulled it in. Outstanding job by that receiver.
One-on-one to the outside. Climbed the ladder, went and got it. So they'll mark this at the 46-yard line on the Flag City side of the field. 1st and 10. 10 minutes left here, second quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead.
Cobras got to get this, button up this defense a little bit. I'll tell you what, they got them rattled, but they got to get in there.
And they'll send 2 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Go wing left this time. Shotgun, 1 running back to the left. Donovan Mormon getting set. 3-step drop, looking out to the left. Caught, nowhere to go, and brought down at the 40-yard line.
That's complete for West.
Another negative play for Flag City.
Also, Jim, I just noticed Cleveland went to a 3-man front, so they're running a 3-4 right now.
Derek Brumfeld coming in to make the tackle. Donovan Mormon over the center. And they've been flipping back and forth a little bit, as I've noticed. Head coach Adam Rogerson said they can switch back and forth pretty fluently with the personnel they have on the field.
Yeah, and I understand that, but that 4-3 defense was doing an outstanding job. They got nowhere with that. So on that running game, they got to be very, very careful with that 3-4 defense. Them linebackers got to read quick and fill.
2nd and 13 for Flag City. 8:40 to go here, second quarter. Set 2 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the wide side of the field. Back to pass. Under pressure, stepping up in the pocket, trying to find room to run. He'll head to the sideline. He'll go out of bounds. Safe play by the Phantoms quarterback. Gonna bring up 3rd down now for the home team. 8:15 to go here, second quarter. Clock will continue to run.
Defense is all over them now. Now it's 3rd down. Now play smart. Stop them here. Get a loss. Force the punt. No harm, no foul. Other than should be 14-0 right now.
Yeah, so another situation where they're getting some pressure up there, but a great job by the secondary taking away the options.
Yeah, absolutely.
Third and 12 for the Phantoms. 7:42 to play here in the first half. Single receiver to the far side for Flag City. 3 receivers to the narrow side. They'll work from the left hash mark. Frazier to move back. 3-step drop, looking downfield.
All day.
No pressure, lots of time to throw. Work it to the near side again. Trying to direct traffic, and finally he's going to let it go. And it's going to be caught at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Jim, I can't believe they didn't call because there was a little bit of a shove by the offense.
Another desperation first down
We got
for Flag City.
Oh, the quarterback. There's a timeout. He took a shot as soon as he let go of that ball.
6:48 to go here, as we will have a stoppage here as the officials will come in and check out the Flag City quarterback. And again, if the numbers are right, that's going to be Maurice Lovett. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a timeout when we come back. And we first down for the Phantoms here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From
national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
Phantoms continue to attend to their player down on the sideline. While we have a moment, we'll see if we can catch you up on some scores from around the area. Although Chris Dotson listening in, we'll give him it. Wants to know what the score is. 7-0 in favor of the Cobras. Second quarter action here. Tony Sweet's watching in. Nonetheless, see if we can get you a scores from around the area. Again, earlier, the Youngstown Patricians, they fall to the Tri-State Longhorns. That down in a 4-game classic down there in West Virginia, Coach. Sometimes those long trips, not always beneficial for roster purposes, but...
Yeah, but I remember a team having to go all the way down to Zanesville, and we took a charter bus and kind of shocked them a little bit because the charter bus, we couldn't put another player on it. They weren't expecting that, so outside the locker room, they kept counting, and their eyes got a little bit big when we got off the bus and realized our whole team was down there.
Yeah, last we heard, Detroit Ravens with a 27-6 lead over the Glass City Tigers. That was last reported in the second quarter. And the Patricians, they dropped their first game of the Tri-Point Football League season to the Tri-State Longhorns. And the Phantoms continue to take a look at it, we believe. It's quarterback Maurice Lovett. 6:23 to go here, second quarter. We'll step aside for another timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 Network.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard. And I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
All right, the Phantom signal caller up with some assistance. He will head to the sideline, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at the Cleveland 33-yard line. 6:07 to go here, second quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. And we'll try to get a number for you on the new signal caller, but they'll go 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the far side. With a handoff up the middle. A little bit of room to run past the 30. Fight his way down to the 29. And a rugby-type scrum will go back the other way. As it'll bring up 2nd down, and we're going to have a flag after the whistle.
Yeah, there's no reason for that.
And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Phantoms, and that'll put them back 15 after a couple-yard gain 5:40 to go here, second quarter.
Yeah, coach has got to gather his team and tell them, hey, you got to settle down. Yeah, our quarterback went down. Clean hit. Let's go.
Frustrating game here so far for the Phantoms, set down 7-0. This may have been the first time they've trailed in a game out of the 5 games they have now played. So the ball marked back at the Cobra 44-yard line. They will have to get to the Cobra 23 for a first down. Second down now for the home team. They'll work from midfield. 5:24 to go. Clock continuing to run. 7-0 is the Cobra lead. They'll go trips to the left again. 3-step drop under pressure, and not enough to bring him down. Finally gets him, and that's a sack for the Cobras.
Second play, third down.
Trying to get a number on that for him, but we don't have a number. Is it a 39? We don't have a 39. We apologize. Want to give that guy credit, but nonetheless, we'll just give it to the defense.
Yeah.
As
he shut off the Jim. I'm sorry. He shut off that edge. I'll tell you what. Wow.
Nobody really accounted for him at all.
No, he had straight shot.
So just about 4.5 minutes left here. Ball back at the Phantoms 45-yard line. They will have to get to the Cleveland 23 for the first down, though. But, Coach, last couple third and longs, fourth and longs, they've actually picked him up on these desperation passes.
Yeah, the whole thing, though, is you got a fresh quarterback in there. You lost your starter out. He's on the bench. He's okay. His pads are off, so I would imagine he's done. And these guys are now pinning their ears back.
D. Williams is wearing number 39 today with the sack. Back to pass, under pressure, and some room to run. Making it out past the midfield stripe, and then chased down near the Cleveland 45-yard line. Initial contact made by Deontay McDonald. He'll come up from the secondary. But on a third and long, maybe you're willing to give up a few yards. That brings up a fourth down and long still for the Flag City fans.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So I would think at this point in time, fourth down and long, just get the ball out of there, punt it down, pin them down, make them drive the field with 3:32 and running.
3.5 to go here, first half. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Cobras had an opportunity to double that lead up. However, gave the ball up at the 1-yard line on what I thought was a scary hit.
I'll tell you what, you're right, because I'll tell you what, Jim, they're laying it on the line here. Both teams want it bad, but just not clicking offense for them.
3 receivers to the right, movement up front, and Picorni got a quick start on that. That'll give him an extra 5 yards.
Again, no harm, no foul.
That'll put him at the 39. Again, having to get to the 23. So still needs 16 yards for the first down. Fourth down for Flag City. We'll see if they're going to punt this one away.
Well, yeah, because with that much time, 3 minutes and running, you don't get a first down, change of possession. That could give Slap a lot of time.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to give the ball to Cleveland at this point. They have moved it well.
Yep.
Joe Barrico now at the nose for the Cobras. He'll come in that rotation. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the near side for the Phantoms. I'll send a man in motion out to the far side, and they'll punt this one away. It'll hit the ground. Caught at the 26-yard line and pushed out of bounds.
That was, I don't think I've ever seen that one. Punted the ball, went about 10 yards, and it was a perfect spiral.
Kev Fortson going to be credited with a punt return. And looked like more like an interception than it did a punt return, but nonetheless, the Cobras first and 10, 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. They have a 7-0 lead. And the Phantoms trying to figure out how they are going to adjust after the loss of their quarterback. That's not to say he won't be back. But right now, looking unlikely as we can see him with his pads off on the bench. But thankfully, sitting there by himself, moving around, seems very alert. So that is good. As the Cobras now will go first and 10 with Englund out to the far side. They'll go 3 receivers to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun. 2:31 to go here. Clock will start on the snap. Working from the right hash mark, left to right are the Cobras. Wise going in a high motion. There's the option you talked about. Wise, the pitch man, going to be tripped up at the 20-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 8 on the play.
Loss of the play.
2nd and 18 now for Cleveland.
The way they run that, though, Jim, what they have to do is they got to run slap to attack that end. And then that way when that end, because if he doesn't, he just pitches, that D end or that linebacker on that side comes right to the pitch man. If you do that, that forces him to make a decision on the quarterback. Now pitch it. Now you got a clean alley.
And Cleveland will take a time. Oh, we're at the 2-minute warning. I apologize. We'll step aside for a break as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia1 Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
This is number 2 best safety in the league, Chris Frazier, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
Coming out of the 2-minute warning, that last drive for Flag City, Coach, 10 plays, 60-40 in favor of the pass. Cobras now 2nd and 16. Thompson in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Thompson with the hard count, maybe try to get 5 of those yards back. Back to pass, 3-step drop, looking out to his left, dumps it over his head to the running back. Out to the far side, he'll be submarined and work his way out to the 25-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play. Now looking at 3rd down for Cleveland. Clock continues to run, 1:42 to go in the half.
Yeah, just play smart football. Don't do anything silly here. You've dominated to this point. Again, 7-0 only, but they'll be scrambling at half, trying to get their offense together. So play it smart.
Slap Thompson again in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, single receiver to the far side. That'll be Anglin. Thompson with the hard count again. Looking out to his right, looking downfield. Fires over, almost intercepted at the 28-yard line. Would have been his 2nd pick of the day, but that's going to bring up 4th down. And for the first time today, we will see the former Toledo Rocket, Jeff Cooper-Ryder, come on to punt this one away.
I tell you what, that was dangerous, but good job by that linebacker. I mean, he went into his drop, eyes on the quarterback, had his head a bit on a swivel, and Slap didn't see him, and he threw it up just about right to him.
Well, fortunately, we now know why he's a linebacker, not a receiver.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Slap Thompson, he does not give that one to the Flag City Phantoms. Jeff Cooper-Ryder will post up right around his own 11-yard line. He'll wait for the snap. 1:14 to go here, 2nd quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Low snap. Off the face mask of Cooper-Ryder. He's going to go down on one knee.
Oh.
He'll get this punter away, but he's going to take a hit. And this ball is going to be down. That's not going to be a roughing the kicker. But the Flag City Phantoms are going to have fantastic field position with 1:09 to go here in the half. After a bad execution on the long snap. Ball actually came off the field and hit him in the face, Coach.
Yeah. Yep, exactly right. This is what we talked about. Can't make mistakes down here, and he did. And this could cost them, but they've been playing well on the defense. Now you got to be careful because this gives them a little bit of blood here. Doesn't seem like they have a kicker. Again, they may have a field goal kicker, but no punter.
Special teams the issue for Cleveland.
Yep. That's just not good.
So 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line for Flag City. 1:09 to go here, first half.
Watch for the quarterback draw, too. This young man can fly.
Flag City now coming out, 2 receivers to the far side. They'll go with an offset fullback from the shotgun, 1 running back to his right. Single receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one with Kev Fortson. Hand off the left side, trying to work upfield, and will battle his way down near the 5. I'll bring up 2nd down here. We'll get some whistles, and the Phantoms will take a timeout. 1:01 to go here in the first half. We will keep it right here, Coach, as Flag City, who has struggled this entire first half, has an opportunity to go in and tie this one up.
Well, Cleveland handed it to them. I tell you, all they had to do was kick downfield, be done with it. Now they're backs are to the goal line. All they have to do is I mean, it's 5 yards, and you got second down. A lot of downs. The only issue you got now is you are out of timeout, so you got to really be very careful here.
So Donovan Mormon going to check back in. He'll replace Joe Barrico on that defensive line. We'll see if they go back to the 4-man front as Cleveland with their back to their own end zone.
If the slant ain't there, they got to watch their draw.
See if they'll test that outside again, working with a backup quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you what, he looks like he's got some wheels, so got to be very careful and keep him boxed in.
One-on-one to go here. First half, Cleveland at the moment with a 7-0 lead.
You have a new center back. Move 66 back to left guard.
They'll bring in an extra blocker in the backfield. Single receiver to each side, slot on the left side. They'll hand this one off. Contact in the backfield. He'll spin and be brought down by a host of Cobras. And the clock will run now with under a minute to play.
You can't have a timeout. They're out. Out of timeouts.
And the Phantoms took a timeout, but we're being told that they don't have any left. And all right. Well, they will give it to them nonetheless. We'll step aside during this timeout. You're listening to Cobras Football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Brian.
Third down now for the Phantoms. 52.9 seconds to go here, first half. Twin receivers to the left side, single receiver to the far side, back to pass, looking out to the far side, throws it up into the corner of the end zone, and it's going to be caught for the touchdown. The Phantoms 1 point away from tying this up before the half. A little bit disheartening for Cleveland there, Coach, because you played such a good first half with just a couple of errors, one being on the fumble, one being on the punt.
We talk about special teams as a part of the game. You have thirds, you have your offense, you have your defense, and you have got to spend time on your special teams, and that just hurt them.
7-6 is the score currently. Phantoms, looks like they will go for 2 with just 47 seconds left here in the first half. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. They'll move one back out. So 3 receivers to the left side for the 2-point conversion. Dre Reap, I believe the quarterback, rolling out to the near side under pressure. He's going to be wrapped up, and the conversion will be no good. 47 seconds to go here, first half. Cleveland will hold the lead 7-6. And it looks like they will have 2 timeouts left before the half, maybe looking to put something quick together.
Yeah, they could do that, but you know what? Don't make a mistake right now.
Kind of depend on if they want to keep this ball on the ground.
Right.
I know they want to keep it away from Tyree Knight.
We'll see. I'm sure they saw film, and maybe not the last game, but he's got a reputation.
7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. And it looks like we may have a new returner back there for Cleveland, and I think that's going to be Jawan Hundley, which that ought to be exciting. Phantoms finish off a three-play 12-yard drive. 2 runs and a pass. Get them into the end zone, however. Still trail by 1. Phantoms will get the ball in the second half. So actually an opportunity for Flag City to come out in the second half.
Yeah, they have to go
lead.
down. Yeah, exactly, Jim. Well, obviously we know that you can't go down to a kicking game. Obviously they do not have a kicker.
Now Cleveland, of course, with Ben Lyons. .47 seconds to go here, first half. Phantoms gonna boot this one away after the Phantoms touchdown. This one gonna stay on the ground, picked up at the 26-yard line. Out to the far side. This one past the 40, head towards the sideline and out of bounds, where the clock will stop with 39.4 seconds to go. That's going to be William Anglin on the return. That's going to give the Cobras some decent field position, even if you can get downfield.
Right.
Maybe give Ben Lyons an opportunity for a field goal. Maybe looking to get to about the 25-yard line, probably well within the range of Ben Lyons.
Yeah, just don't get greedy right now. You got 2 timeouts. Work the sidelines. Don't go for broke where you could do something where you're going to throw it into their hands. Play it smart here.
1st and 10 for Cleveland. Ball marked at their own 43-yard line. Now work from the left hash mark. And thanks if you're joining in us on the iMedia1 network app. Want to welcome in the snowman, Brian Snow. Carrying the game today from Indiana. We'll get some more information on him as we go.
We gets around.
Thompson back to pass under pressure, going to throw it over the head on a screen and carried out to the 47-yard line. Not much more than that. Clock will continue to run. We'll see if the Cobras want to take a timeout. And indeed we do, and we're going to have a flag. This is going to be a dead ball foul.
He was trying to get up, and they were holding him down, so that should be a penalty on the defense. Absolutely.
That would be huge for Cleveland. Again, when you have Ben Lyons sitting in the back, and the Phantoms, by their body language, seem to indicate that they are the ones that are guilty of it.
It looks like he's facing the other way, though.
So the umpire now talking to the referee during this timeout. 27 seconds left here, first half.
Yeah, because you cannot hold a player down like that. He's trying to get up. That should be a flag.
Well, the ball now at the 46-yard line. Without the penalty, Cleveland would have to get to the Phantom 47-yard line for a first down. And unsportsmanlike conduct, kind of a half-hearted call by our official. I'm not sure what he was doing.
Unsportsmanlike, but what are they go? They saying on both?
All right, so are we going to have offsetting penalties?
Offsetting penalties.
Okay.
Second down.
Wow.
So that is all for naught. As Cleveland will be down to their final timeout. Thompson in shotgun. He'll Malik Gaddy to his left. Jawan Hundley, single receiver to the near side, 3 receivers to the far side. Going to watch that slot over there as William Anglin trying to hide in the crowd. I don't think he's fooling anybody. Thompson waits for the snap. Pump fake, throwing it out to the far side, caught at the 49-yard line and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. The pitch and catch by Antonio Boyd.
Just keep doing that. Just work yourself down the field. 21 seconds. You got plenty of time. Worst scenarios, you get at least to the 20. You can kick a field goal, get some points back.
Well, from here, Coach, a 60-yard field goal. I don't know if that's going to be within anybody's range at this level. But
you got to get a little bit more yards, Jim.
Hey,
I don't care what you say. Tom Dempsey did it, and he had a bad foot.
I got nothing on that. I really don't.
held the record for years. It was in the Hall of Fame.
We've seen a lot more 60-yard field goals now in the
60,
NFL, the
almost
UFL.
70 yards.
And you can now get 4 points for a 60-yard field goal in the UFL. So Thompson waiting for the snap. 3 receivers to his right, single receiver to the far side. 1st and 10 for the Cobras. Back to pass, right shoulder fake. Under pressure, going to be wrapped up and go down at his own 49-yard line. 15 seconds left, and Cleveland will take their final timeout.
Loss of play, timeout Cobras.
13 seconds now, Jim. You got 2nd down.
So sideline's going to be the order of the day unless you're throwing for the end zone.
Well, I'm gonna maybe look with that much time, which isn't much. Try to get at least half of it outside. Don't have to use the timeout. Get out of bounds. I have none left, so you have got to get out of bounds on this if you have any attempt to get any kind of points.
Trying to get some scores from around the region, and not so easy. I am trying.
We'll give you an A for effort.
That's about all it's going to be at this time. They have the Classic going on down in West Virginia. 4 games going on there. Tri-State Longhorns with the 20-8 win over the Youngstown Patricians. In progress now, the Mid-Ohio Patriots involved in their game. Patriots out of the PAFL as well. Rapids, I believe, has a 14-0 lead over the Michigan Bills. Detroit Ravens, haven't gotten an update on that. Last we knew, 27-6 in favor of the #1 team in the nation, the Detroit Ravens. So 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Matt Wise will be one-on-one to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun. Hard count by Thompson. Back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it's going to be dropped right around the 43-yard line. The clock will stop with 9 seconds left in the half. At this point, Coach, 9 seconds left, no timeouts. Maybe a shot downfield.
Well, I would look for the outside, try to get some of it, and then maybe go for broke. We know he could throw the ball that far, but personally, I would try one more, get close to out of bounds, get him outside. And if you can get a field goal, if not, then now you go to the end zone with no time.
Matt Wise coming back out as a single receiver to the near side, 3 receivers to the far side. Thompson in the shotgun. 9 seconds left here, first half. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. Only an extra point separating the two. And we got some movement up front, and I believe this will be the first penalty against the Cleveland Cobras offensive line. They've been extremely disciplined up until that particular moment.
Well, now you're going for broke. That kind of shot that play in the foot.
Well, we will test the arm strength of Slap Thompson.
Well, we know he can get it down there.
Matt Wise didn't even go to the huddle. I believe, all he needs to know is 9 route.
Exactly. I think it's going to be 99 max, Jim.
Yep. He is up against the number 20. We don't have a 20. Thompson back to pass. Has a little bit of time, stepping up in the pocket, and he'll go down. He's going to throw, just dump this one out. And the clock will stop with 1.9 seconds left. We'll see if they're just going to let this roll off and head to the half. Or are they going to give Flag City the opportunity to take a shot into the end zone? No timeouts for either team.
4th down, still Cobra ball.
Oh, excuse me. I thought that, okay.
No.
I was watching the clock and not the downs.
No, it was 3rd down.
I apologize. I will go wait in the car.
We'll take you to the woodshed.
I'll go wait in the car. Well, Cobra scored on the last play of the game last week on a 76-yard touchdown pass.
Never know.
William Anglin catching that one and catching his second one. He duplicated that with 76 yards today.
I'm rushing probably 2 or 3 and having everybody back.
Only score of the second quarter coming from Flag City. Thompson in the shotgun. With the hard count, 3 receivers to the far side. Phantom showing some movement up front, no penalty. stepping up in the pocket, fires downfield, and looking for Wise, and that one is going to be caught. They're going to blow the whistle as he was down, and that will bring us to the end of the first half here in Toledo. After 2 quarters, the Cobras, they'll go into the locker room with a 7-6 lead over the Flag City Phantoms. Phantoms will get the ball to start the second half. We'll step aside for our first break. You are listening to PAFL Football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is number 33, D'Artagnan Fortner, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras football on West Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Halftime here at Bowser Field in Toledo, Ohio. The Cleveland Cobras go into the break with a 7-6 lead over the Flag City Phantom. Scoring went like this. It would be 6:54 of the first quarter when Dave Thompson, excuse me, get a little warm out here, Coach. Dave Thompson would hit William Anglin on a 76-yard touchdown pass to give the Cobras a 7-0 lead. They would carry that lead all the way down to the minute 9 mark of the second quarter when, after a botched punt snap, the Flag City Phantoms would cash in on a 12-yard touchdown pass. Did not convert on the 2-point conversion, and that kept it at a score of 7-6 in favor of the Cleveland Cobras. Phantoms will get the ball to start the second half.
Yep. Now, defensively, they just have to come out, play smart football, get some heat on this quarterback. And again, watch their receivers tight. They've played a good defense so far. Then when you get the ball back, don't get greedy. Just try to move the ball, particularly down the field. Get some of the clock off, run the ball, throw the ball, stay balanced, and I think they'll come out of here with a win. Don't get greedy. Don't keep trying to throw deep because that's going to bite you eventually.
Updated score from Major League Baseball. The Cleveland Guardians with a 6-4 lead over the Cincinnati Reds. That coming in the top of the 8th inning. The Cavaliers will be in action tomorrow in Game 7 as they will take on the Detroit Pistons. They will try to get to the Eastern Conference Finals to take on the New York Knicks. Some numbers from the first half. Cobras 24 plays for 134 yards, averaging just over 5.5 yards a play. The Phantoms with 25 plays, 98 yards, averaging just under 4 yards a play. And it seems like Cleveland had a lot more offensive plays, but the Phantoms offense on the field one more play than the visitors.
Yep. It shot them in the foot is when they fumbled down on the 1 foot line. And that it sort of killed him. Understand what he was trying to do, just stretch it over. But when you're running like that and you got 2 guys about to get you, just throwing that arm out there, it sometimes doesn't work, and it didn't. So they got to be very, very careful. So if they come out, play their game, be smart. Defense has been playing a great game. Lasso this new quarterback because he looks like he could run, and they should be okay.
Yeah, certainly a lot of pressure being put on by the Cleveland Cobras on that front line. And it looks like I was trying to get a number for the Phantoms on the replacement quarterback. Of course, they changed jerseys here. A little hard to see. They are camouflage, a special edition jersey. Very nice, actually, but it looked like it was going to be Dre Reap, the wide receiver kick returner. And that was another face we're familiar with from a little game played in Girard, Ohio in 2015 with a team called the River City Ravens. So players like Dre Reap and Maurice Lovett have been around for a lot of years, a lot of experience there with 2 of those very, very good athletes.
So you're telling me that he played against us on that team?
I do believe sometime we'll have to go back and watch that, but I do believe so.
Jeez.
And
if I'd have known, we could have wore our rings.
Well, I'll tell you right now, those 2 still look pretty youthful running around here over 10 years later. So
there's no doubt.
God bless them, because I don't think either one of us will be running around there.
I have a hard time walking across the field, climbing the bleachers. I'm out of breath. I'm old now.
Just about 7 minutes, a little over 7 minutes left here in the halftime break. We'll step aside for a timeout and we come back. Third quarter action here. From Toledo, Ohio, you are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on the iMedia1 network.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and haluski. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? that it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take, you would of course prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia1 Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
Second half action coming up here from Boucher Field and Toledo, Ohio. The Cobras head into the break with a 7-6 lead over the 4-0 Flag City Phantoms. Scores from around the area, and I believe the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids get the win over the Michigan Bills. And it looks like the final score, 20-6, in favor of the Ohio team. And again, we talked about the Tri-State Longhorns. They are 2-0 for the first time. And then in franchise history, they get to 20-8 win over the Youngstown Patricians. Of course, coming up later in the season, you can catch all the Patricians action over on Western Reserve Radio 2 with Mark Means, Dave Clark, and the always ingenuitous Dave Ferris.
Ingenuitous.
Is that a word?
Spell
I thought it sounded good.
I don't know. It sounds good. Spell that. I don't know. Ingenuous.
Sound like I had a stroke. All right. So sun's starting to go down here as the Phantoms will get the ball to start this one. Ben Lyons will kick off the third quarter. Lights on here in the stadium. Sun has gone down. We have done pretty well in the weather department as Lions will send this one downfield, out of bounds. We will get the illegal procedure flag, and I believe the Phantoms will get the ball on the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you don't want to make that mistake. Keep it in bounds, but maybe that was what he was told to do.
Well, I'll tell you right now, one thing you can't do on that is return the ball.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there you go.
100%.
See, you got to think smart there, Coach. If you don't have it, you can't score.
Exactly right.
All right, back to football. Try to get you some more scores from around the area as they start to trickle in here on this late Saturday afternoon. We'll catch up on the schedule for the Cleveland Cobras as well. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Phantoms. See what adjustments each team has made.
All right. Got to the line, and now
a penalty coming up. Too many players?
No. No, they had it marked wrong. Should have been the 35.
Okay, I thought that myself, so I was right. They were wrong. Mark that in the book there, Coach.
Yeah, no. I guess Adam went out there and said, "What are you doing?" Because I saw him on the field. I thought, I'm looking, I go, well, I'm missing something. It should have been the 35.
Next week, the Cobras are scheduled to open the PAFL season with a visit to the Warren Pirates, first-year team out of Trumbull County, as the Phantoms we'll go single receiver to each side to bring in an extra blocker in the backfield. Hand this one off the left side. Contact made, maybe picked up a yard or two on the play. Second down now for the Phantoms.
Wow, somebody shot, I don't know if that was a corner or trying to get where, I can't even get a number on it. From outside, he came from way outside, came right down the line, almost made the tackle in the backfield. If he would have been going the other way, that would have been trouble.
14:35. If you're just joining us here, third quarter action coming in here. Cobras with a 7-6 lead. Easy for me to say. Two receivers now out to the left. I'll hand this one again. Test the middle. Mormon in there making the initial contact. Couldn't hold on to him. Gets past the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. Had to get to the 45 for a first down. Third down now for Flag City.
I'll tell you what, they can't block him. He's in there every time. They're going to have to either start double teaming him, but if they do that, look out for the rest of them. They're also back to the 3-4 defense. So let's see if they switch back. Seem to be going between them.
You know, Mormon was having some success right there at the nose.
That's if you look down, Jim, that's what you call big on big. Holy mackerel.
So shotgun formation, one running back to each side, single receiver to each side. Some pressure up front. They'll move up and they'll get a flag. This is going to be an encroachment call coming up against Cleveland. That will be an easy first down for the Phantoms. That should put them at the 46-yard line, maybe 47.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The ball never moved.
And I think that's what the officials are going to talk about.
Yeah, no.
So the line judge is going to go and talk to the umpire And they had that opportunity to reset. Ball had not been snapped, but
correct. They blew the whistle. That's not the proper call. They have the opportunity to get back. They never touched anybody. Yep.
Chris Frazier
waving
playing
it
it
off.
cool.
There we go.
All right. So
see, I got one right so far.
Keeping in mind the OHSAA officials trying to jump up a couple levels here with some modified type rules. So there will be those mistakes from time to time.
I know all about the modified rules.
Yeesh. That's a story for another day.
Something about somebody carrying me off the field when I was like blood red. I don't remember.
3rd and 4 now for the Phantoms, and Trey Reap giving a last-second adjustment to his running back. Single receiver to each side. They'll hand this one off. Hitting the backfield, brought down near the 30-yard line, but we're going to have a face mask as you've seen the head snap around. That will add 15 on. That will easily be a first down for the Flag City Phantoms, and after a great play, it will end in a 15-yard personal foul. 13:02 to go here, third quarter. Cobras with a 7-6 lead.
But is it from the spot of the foul or from the line of scrimmage?
We'll see where they're going to mark it, but I believe that's going to be from the previous spot. They're asking for a number. It was hard to tell because he was ripping somebody's head off. So.
Yep. I thought they blew it after they put him back as they did.
So the clock will continue to run here. 12:50 to go, third quarter. Cobras with a 7-6 lead. The only difference here is the Phantoms not converting on the 2-point conversion attempt. That coming towards the end of the second quarter. Twin receivers out to the far side now. Single receiver to the near side. And they'll bring in that extra blocker. Actually, he will go to the tight end position now. I believe that's going to be Aaron Sanders. He'll move from the right side to the left side. Trey Reap going to move the running back from his left hip to the right hip. 12:15 to go here. Snap. 3-step drop. Rolling out to the far side now. Looking for some room. Under pressure. And brought down this time. This play will stand after the big loss. Back at the 35-yard line. A loss of 11 on the play. And the Phantoms playing from behind the sticks again. They have done that. They did that much of the first half, Coach.
Yeah, they did. And I think that was Robert Littlejohn, I believe.
Well, Littlejohn wearing number 6 now.
Correct.
So he changes 7, 14, 6. I think he tries to keep us on our toes.
Boy, he does a great job of it.
Yes, he does.
I just want to tell you.
And you know what? He confuses the other team just as much, too.
Well, I want to tell you something. He was getting ready on the sidelines. We were down there talking to the owner, Jesse Caldwell, and that man is chiseled. He does not look like he is a very big man from up here. He looks rather thin. On the sidelines,
kind of lean.
But I'll tell you what.
Like a Jason Taylor type build.
Yeah, and he ain't got an ounce of fat on him. Believe me, he's ripped.
He wears a GoPro, so from time to time, get to watch some of the videos of him playing. I don't know if anybody has as much fun on defense as he does. Dre Reap waiting for the snap. Back to pass. Plenty of time. Fires over the middle and throws it to nobody.
No.
And there's contact in the middle of the field.
They got tangled up. That's bad call.
The flag came out late. I think the line judge was conferring with the back judge.
Wow.
Pass interference called on Cobras.
So pass interference coming up against the Cobras. That will get them out of a horrible 2nd and 21 situation.
And that'll be a first down, I believe. Maybe not.
All right, so they will not grant them the automatic first down. We'll mark the ball at the midfield stripe. Well, they're saying first down. Well, that was first down. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, moving on. Well, are they going to give it to? Okay, the chain crew now moving. All right.
First down, Phantoms after the call.
We'll work with it. 11:02 to go here, third quarter.
I'll tell you what. That's probably 30 yards and losses, and they got first downs.
And really, the only thing that keeps the Phantoms drives going here.
Yep, is penalties.
All right, so Reap in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side, and one running back to his left hip. Moving from right to left on your device, and then the left guard is going to move. So they give it 15. They will take away 5.
See, they're trying to play the Slap Thompson game. and it's just, and it worked a little bit, but I think they're getting smarter now.
Well, when it works on your own team, that's not good. 11:02 to go here, third quarter. Cobras with a 7-6 lead. An outstanding game here so far. If you paid to get in, you're getting your money's worth. So a very large offensive line for the Phantoms coming there.
Yeah, but they have not stopped. The Cobras' front defense, they're getting through.
3 receivers to the left side, single receiver to the far side. Shotgun formation, one running back to the right side. Has a delay here. Clock is not started. It'll start on the snap. They'll come to the side, try to give a last-minute instruction here. And I don't know how long this play clock is, Coach, but they are.
Yeah, there we go.
And
finally,
finally,
has to be delay a game. Absolutely.
There it is. So the last 2 attempted snaps have resulted in 5-yard penalties. So that will take them back 10 before they even attempt to play. Oh, they're going to wave that off. Okay, so they're saying Flag City took the timeout, which will avoid the 5-yard penalty.
But that should be their second timeout already, I believe. First? Okay. I was corrected by the young man standing next to me running the clock.
Boy, we're just blowing it tonight, Coach, I tell you.
It's just that you're welcome.
We're going to
I thought there
we got to
was
do
a
better, Coach.
I thought there was a timeout at first when they came out.
Try to get you some more scores from around the area, but timeout on the field here. Again, as the Cobras scheduled to take on the Warren Pirates next Saturday in their first PAFL game of the season. We are not aware of where that is going to be.
I was just going to ask you, where would that game be?
Well, we are all sitting here in great anticipation, wondering where we will be this time next week or earlier. Who knows? All right, so we'll try this one again. First and about 15 for the Phantoms. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. 11:02 to go here, third quarter. Cobras with a 7-6 lead. Reap back to pass. Fires over the middle. This one's going to be dropped at the 36-yard line.
Pass incomplete.
Thrown on a rope. And probably one that should have been caught, but couldn't bring it in. 10:57 to go here in the third quarter. Cobras with the 7-6 lead.
Both quarterbacks, when they release the ball, they're releasing real early, and they're causing the ball to float or go high on the release, and they're making these receivers jump for it.
As the stadium lights on now.
Nice red sky looking over.
Beautiful out to our left. Reap in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the near side. That'll be the narrow side of the field. Back to pass. Under pressure, rolling out to the far side. He's going to break a tackle, step up, and be brought down at the 40-yard line. Be a loss of another 3 or 4 on the play. Trying to get a number on the
initial.
The defensive speedster that came through, and I believe 11 is listed as Brandon Fleming, but I don't know if that's him.
But it looked like Little John got in there first, and then he cleaned up is what it looked like. I could be wrong.
Can't wait to watch some of the videos on Facebook this week from the old GoPro. That's it. We'll get it. Woo! All right. Preseason football here on Western Reserve Radio, making Mark Means proud. All right. Twin receivers to the near side. They'll be to the wide side. Man in motion from left to right. Twins now to the right side. Reap in the shotgun. Back to pass. setting up, rolling out to his left, throws downfield, looking deep, and it's going to be incomplete near the 15-yard line.
Pass incomplete, 4th down.
And it's going to bring up 4th down for the Flag City Phantoms. And they haven't actually been in a punt formation yet in this game. They've kicked from the shotgun. 9:50 left here, 3rd quarter, by the way. 7-6 is the Cleveland advantage.
I cannot get the number on that, Jim. It was a great defensive play. He turned his head, and as soon as the ball got there, his hand went up.
That may have been Deontay McDonald.
Yeah, well, between the hair and the C on the back of the jersey, it's hard to tell.
The challenge is there, Coach.
You ain't a kid.
We're going to get through it. And the dirty windows here in the press box.
I tried.
We tried to clean some of these off. But,
oh, jeez.
All right, again, not a lack of effort, folks. But it's football on a Saturday afternoon. Can't complain.
No. Beautiful weather, gorgeous sunset. Beautiful family in the stands. I mean, it don't get any
better. Headed over
better.
to the historical Tony Pacos today.
Very good.
Got some hot dogs.
I got chicken paprikash.
Back to, and it's going to be Reap going to kick this one away. Fielded at the 34-yard drop. Dropped and covered up. Did he get it back? Did Cleveland get the ball? No officials are there right now. And Flag City will maintain possession. Another special teams blunder for the Cobras will give life to the Phantoms offense. 9:42 to go here, 3rd quarter. Cobras holding on to this 7-6 lead. And kind of an odd thing there. Your safety's back to return. And having this kicked out of the shotgun.
I just don't understand it. Special teams have killed them tonight.
All right, so Phantoms drive will continue, all this time on the Cleveland side of the field. They'll mark the ball at the Cobra 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Twin receivers to the near side. Reap with the handoff up the middle. Some room to run. Past the 30, inside the 30, and down near the 28-yard line. We'll see where they're going to mark it. They're actually going to give him the 26. Which is a little further than I thought he got to, but clock will run with just under 9 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Phantoms finding a little bit of life after the special teams turnover. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. They'll go tight into the right side as well. Reap in the shotgun. So that'll be, I believe Aaron Shannon's going to split out. He'll move some from the right side to the left side. 3 receivers now to the left side. Have to keep an eye on him as Reap with the snap. Handoff up the middle, makes contact, and may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go on that. 2nd down now for the Phantoms.
I'll tell you what, somebody comes shot off. I don't know who this, I want to say it's a corner blitz every time, and he's meeting him almost at the mesh point.
7-6 is the Cleveland advantage. However,
maybe Chris Frazier on that? Is that?
Could be. Number 2.
Yeah, it looks like it was him that come flying off the edge.
Yeah, Frazier, one of the hard-hitting safeties at this level. Does a great job. Twin receivers to the near side this time. Single receiver to the far side. He'll go with the stand up tight into the right. He'll go in motion from right to left. Reap waiting for the snap. Back in the same formation. Movement up front. Reset. No flag. Back to pass. Under pressure. And Reap with some room to run down the right side. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 20. Near the 17-yard line, depending on the mark, with 7:14 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I was waiting for that, Jim. I knew he had a set of wheels, and they just waited till that end crashed, and he just faked that in. Everybody came down, and he bootlegged it out, and that was, wow, I thought he got a 1st down on that, but I guess he was short.
Now they're going to say he went out of bounds at the 19. He'll have to get to the 17 to get the line to gain. 6:47 to go here, 3rd quarter. Receivers 2x2 this time. Reap in the shotgun. He'll have one running back in the back with them. About 4 yards deep. Phantoms trail 7-6. Ball on the ground. Did not hear a whistle. And it's covered up by the Phantoms. Did not hear a whistle, so is that a loss?
Loss on the play. Okay.
Does that bring up fourth down? The Phantoms are claiming something here. That ball came back and nobody really reacted to it, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He centered the ball, so that's a live play.
And I didn't hear a whistle.
No.
But I don't know what the argument is by Flag City. Not to saying they don't have one. I just don't know what they're arguing.
Yeah, I don't know what their argument could be. They were set. He snapped it too early. It went back. They're walking it back. I agree with that.
All right, so a live ball covered up by the Phantoms after a loss. $5:20 to go here. Third frame. Cobras with a 7-6 lead over the Flag City Phantoms. Phantoms 4-0 on the season. Cobras 0-1 after their loss to Erie last week, and Flag City will take a timeout. 5:10 left here, third quarter. We'll step aside as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on the iMedia1 Network. We're back right after this.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
This is number 2 best safety in the league, Chris Frazier, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia1 Network, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
5:10 remaining here in the third quarter. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead over the Phantoms. And after some discussion on the field during this timeout, head coach Adam Rogerson out at midfield talking to the line judge, particularly to the line judge from the Phantom side of the field.
You know, this is stuff that we discussed even last year, and we said coaches should not be on the field. I don't understand it. Again, I was a timeout, but they have no business going over to the official unless they call him over.
Obviously concerned him to draw him over there.
Call was made. There's nothing you can do. They're not going to reverse that.
All right, so fourth down for the Phantoms. They have to get to the Cleveland 17-yard line for the line to gain. Reap in the shotgun. If the numbers are correct, it'll be Tevin Redmond back there with him, but I don't know if that's going to be the case.
He just blew it in? Wow.
5:10 to go. Clock will start on the snap. 3 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. The Phantoms seem to have some confusion going on. I'm not sure what it is, but the official is now going to meet at the ball as the head linesman will come in. Head linesman comes in from the side where the chains are. He is in charge of operating the chain crew. Line judge started to work his way in. Now the head linesman will head back to that side of the field. Line judge will go to his position, and we might play some football.
Jeez.
All right, 5:10 to go here. Reap in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, single receiver to the far side, working right to left, back to pass. Throws it downfield, looking for a man, and it's going to be picked off at the 5-yard line. Brought out to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's close to midfield, got blockers in front of him. Could he go all the way? Close, and into the end zone currently for a Cleveland touchdown. Don't believe there's any flags on the play.
None.
But can we get a number on the person who got the interception? He was running so far up the sideline.
Intercepted and returned for a touchdown.
Want to give credit to that guy because he.
Whoa, wait a minute. Now they're calling it back.
Did they say he went out of bounds? Oh, they're saying a flag on the play. I didn't see one. I see one at the 31-yard line now, Coach. So is this going to be a penalty after the turnover? And I would have to believe it would be.
Yeah, that's what I think happened.
So Cleveland, instead of having a 13-6 lead, will have to come back. They will go to the offense and see if they can put up some points on the board. And I apologize, I did not see who got the interception from the far side.
First down, Cobras.
But an outstanding play by the Cleveland defense. They get the turnover and maintain this Cobras lead 7-6. However, not the best turnout. Probably would have preferred to have that touchdown.
That's obvious.
I'm going to throw that out there. I know Coach Rogers wants to work on that offense, so.
I know I would have said, I don't want the points. I
Nope,
want to keep
we're
working
good.
on the offense.
We're good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's get that offense back out on the field. Get them some work. 4:51 to go here, third quarter. Medication starting to wear off here in Toledo. All right. So twin receivers on the far side, single receiver to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun. One running back to his left. Malik Gaddy coming to the far side. This one dropped by Wise out to the far side. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. I think the traditional was looking upfield before he got the ball type thing.
And that play would have worked perfect because he looked right, pumped right, threw left, and he had a blocker out there. If he catches the ball, I think he got some yardage on that, but got to catch it first before you score that touchdown.
So after the Cleveland interception, they'll have the ball 2nd and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Twin receivers to the near side. Wise will now line up as a slot on this side. Single receiver to the far side. Gaddy will be the running back to the left of Thompson. 4:47 to go here, third quarter. Cleveland up 7-6. Good snap back to Thompson. Plenty of time. Time fires into the dirt. Believe he was looking to get the ball, over to Anglin, but just ran out of time. But much to the credit of the offensive line, did give him plenty of time to find something.
Yeah, he did. I always said, you get to 3 Mississippi, I got news for you. You're going down, so you got to get it out of there quick.
So, admirable job by the secondary of the Phantoms, as it'll be 3rd and 10 now for Cleveland after the turnover. Wise and Mario Sturdivant. Twin receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Thompson still in the shotgun. Gonna work from near the left hash mark. Thompson making some adjustments at the line. Good snap back to Thompson. Fires out, and he's gonna throw this one in the dirt. And that's gonna bring up 4th down, and that will bring on Jeff Cooper Ryder for the 2nd time today to get this one away. And similar situation to the last time they had to punt.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching the snap, as that has become a very sought-after skill, let's say.
Would you know anything about that? I wasn't sure.
Not familiar. I don't even know if I could throw that ball back there 12 yards like that.
Oh,
anymore.
come on. Once the center, always the center. Don't give me that.
Father Time is undefeated, and I think he knocked me out in about the 3rd round. So this did not go to the cards.
So we have no NFL scouts? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not for me. Jeff Cooper Ryder will have to get this one away. It'll be a line drive. Didn't get all of it. Picked up at the 45-yard line. Brought out to the near side and out of bounds near the 40-yard line. The Phantoms will start off in Cleveland territory. And then we have a Cleveland player down at the 48-yard line. He'll jump back up. I think that's going to be Julian Hundley. Oh, no, I don't believe that. Doesn't look like Julian. But nonetheless, Phantoms will have the ball.
First down Phantoms at the 36.
And Phantoms set up a good field position here, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. They have all the opportunity. They have, since the half, they have played on this side of the 50, but Cleveland's giving them nothing. They're bending a little bit, but they ain't breaking. So, but they have got to be very, very careful of that quarterback. Keep him lassoed.
All right, so 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line on the plus side of the field for the Phantoms. 4:28 to go here, third quarter. Reap in the shotgun. Movement up front. And we're going to get a
penalty. He was setting and stood
Well, we got a
up.
whistle, but no real flag here, but I believe they're going to move it back 5 yards. I think that's one of those situations where you know what you did.
Well, you know, once you put your hand in the mud, you can't lift it and stand and turn around. You got to keep your elbows on your knees and stand up. You're perfectly fine with that because you didn't get into a set position. I don't care if you're a tight end or who you are.
All right, they'll move the ball back to the 41. Go back to the same formation, single receiver to each side. One extra blocker in the backfield with Trey Reap at quarterback in relief of Maurice Lovett. Hand off the left side, looking for some room to run. He'll be met at the 40-yard line and brought back. They'll blow the whistle. And we'll see if they'll give him credit for a yard gain, and they will. They'll actually 2 yards. They'll give him credit to the 39-yard line. They'll have to get to the 26 for the first down.
Well, that was a bit generous, I will say, but that's okay. That's why I'm up here with a good angle, and they have those yellow flags.
So 2nd and 13. .341 to go here, third quarter. From the left hash mark now, twin receivers to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. Reap waiting for the snap. 3-step drop. Plenty of time. Fires out to his right. And that ball's going to be incomplete. Ball dropped right around the 38-yard line. And it'll bring up third down now for the Phantoms that still trail the Cobras by a score of 7-6.
Close game all the way. Cleveland's just been giving them opportunity after opportunity, but they just can't get it done. The second string quarterback has done a good job, but, and I don't mean second string, but the next guy up. And but they just can't keep drives alive. They're not getting any consistency.
Yeah, stark improvement over last week, but a long way to go for the Cleveland Cobras. They'll go 3 receivers to the far side this time. Single receiver to the near side. Deep in the shotgun. Working closer to the left hash mark here. Under 3.5 minutes to play. Phantoms looking to take the lead for the first time in this game. Reap taking his time. Pressure up front. Reap going to avoid a ball. Ball's going to come out, taken away by the Cobras. And when I say taken away, I mean literally taken out of his hand.
That's the break they needed, Jim. Now they got to put a drive together, get down there and get some points because
Derek Brumfeld with the thievery, Coach. Plain old thievery.
Thievery. I love it. I love it.
If there would have been a caption above his head, it would have just said, "Give it to me."
Yeah,
that's mine.
But the Phantoms have done nothing. I mean, they're getting balls in good area, and they just can't get anything of their offense going. But Cleveland is the same way. They have got to get a drive alive, mix things up a little bit. All we've done is thrown the ball. They have got to be able to run a little bit here. They got to mix it up.
Cleveland with the 7-6 lead here with 3:16 to go, third quarter. Turnover by the Phantoms gives the ball to the Cobras. They'll start from the right hash mark. 3 receivers out to the left side. And we're going to have a new quarterback in here. I believe it's going to be TJ Johnson at the quarterback position. Threw a touchdown last week. I believe I got to check that number. Hand off the left side. I don't believe that's going to be TJ. I'm sorry. Nope, that is not going to be TJ. That will indeed be William Anglin showing his versatility.
Oh, we got 3 yards on that. So offense, you got again, move the ball. Now loosen it up a little bit.
Cobras clinging to the 7-6 lead, trying to put a drive together here. Second down, ball at the 46-yard line. 2:35 to go here, third quarter. Anglin in the shotgun. Handoff again, the right side, nowhere to go. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to say he lost a yard. Yeah, and that's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, somebody come blowing through there. That was that wasn't good. He took the handoff, took 2 steps, and got drilled.
And you wonder if this is a setup for something. First of all, was there a problem with Dave Thompson? Is there an injury to him? TJ Johnson, usually the backup quarterback. I thought I saw him this evening. I could be wrong. But Anglin at the quarterback position now. 3 receivers to the far side. Matt Wise will be the single receiver to the near side. Going to have to get to the Phantoms 47-yard line for the first down, back to pass. Under pressure, being chased to the far side. He'll switch directions, come back, and look for room to run. Getting upfield, runs into his own man, still on his feet, trying to get downfield and upfield to the 50 and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And out of all of that,
he gets a
William Anglin ekes out a first down.
Oh, my Lord. He must have ran into everything and the goalpost. Holy mackerel.
He was playing 5 on 17 as he ran into his own lineman. And how do you stop that? Ball at the 44-yard line now on the Phantom side of the field. Cleveland in plus territory. 1:20 to go here. Third quarter. And I'm tired, Coach. That was a lot of running. Ooh. Might need an oxygen tank up here. All right, so Anglin, he'll stay at quarterback. Maybe should have taken a timeout. 3 receivers to the far side. 1st and 10 for Cleveland.
There we go.
This one off the left side, some room to run. Leap forward down to near the 42-yard line. Clock will continue to run. 45 seconds to go. We are creeping towards the fourth quarter here in a very close game. Cobras with a 7-6 lead.
Well, and I believe they're starting to run the ball, Jim, just because throwing the ball keeps killing the clock and stretching the game. Run the ball, eat the clock. You're still ahead. They've done nothing offensively.
All right, 3 receivers to the left now, single receiver to the right. Ball in the middle of the field between the hash marks. 15 seconds left here. We'll see what they're going to do, if they're just going to go to the sideline.
I think they asked them if they could run it out.
And it looks like that's what will happen. So we'll flip sides of the field in about 5 seconds as we head to the fourth quarter. Cleveland making the trip out to Toledo here, trying to get out with a win. Fourth quarter coming up here after 3. Cobras with a 7-6 lead over the Flag City Phantoms. Will step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
This is number 33, D'Italian Fortner, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia1 network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
All right, so I don't even recommend going to a break. A lot going on here. We had a flag thrown by our referee. I believe that is going to be assessed against the Phantoms, who I am told had a net gain of 7 yards in the third quarter. So the Phantoms struggling on offense as we begin the fourth quarter. Cleveland will have the ball at the Phantoms' 44-yard line. They'll be on the plus side of the field. Will Anglin at the quarterback position, 3 receivers to the far side. He'll hand this one off. Some room to run up the middle, pick up 3, almost 4 on the play as we get under the fourth quarter underway. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead.
I like what they're doing. They're running up the middle. They're getting 2-3 yards. Plenty good. And they'll mix it up a little bit.
So Dave Thompson back in at quarterback. You wonder if that's just not a package that Anglin was coming in to run. Maybe something for the regular season.
All I know is he got a first down. Holy mackerel.
Clock continues to run. 14:23 to go here in the game. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. Morris Dillon and crew getting back up to the line out of the huddle. 3 receivers to the far side. Matt Wise, he'll be one-on-one with the Phantoms defender. Thompson in the shotgun. Malik Gaddy to his left. Now have to get to the 34 for the line to gain. Thompson waiting for the snap. He'll step back, fire down the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Matt Wise.
It looked like it hit Wise right in the chest. I don't think he was ready for it. Looked like he darted it right to him.
Wise had some big plays, but has had some drops here early in the season. You hope you can work that out, as he has been a deep threat for the Cobras the last couple years.
I hear you. 4th down.
13:52 here remaining in the fourth quarter. Cobras 7. Phantom 6. As Jeff Cooper Ryder.
Oh, it has been scary.
Will come on here. The punt team has struggled, as the Phantoms will post up a returner right around, well, was it their 10-yard line, but now they're going to move up to the 15, back to the 10. It's like the little guy on The Price is Right. He'll go up the hill, down the hill. All right, this time snaps back.
Did it again.
And he got away with this one, although not a great punt. It's going to get a Phantoms roll, or excuse me, a Cobras roll inside the 15-yard line to the 14, and I can tell you right now, I know that Coach Adam Rogerson not going to be happy with the special teams performance.
What is going on? It looked like I don't know. Did he drop it or did it go back
It
low?
looked like he dropped it. It came to his right side, but it looked like it went down to the turf. So it's been a problem with the snap. It's been a problem with the protection, and then a problem by the punter holding on to it. So
yeah, I mean, this is not good. That could have. Whew. But again, the good thing is he kept his head, got the ball out. I thought they had to have tipped it or something, because I thought it was blocked.
13:41 remaining in the game. 7-6 is the Cobras' lead. Cobras making the trip from Cuyahoga County out here on the doorstep of that state up north. Well, we had the privilege of spending the afternoon with a member of the best damn band in the land.
Yep.
Got to tell us some Michigan stories. They do not go to Michigan and stay at hotels. They stay at hotels right here in Toledo when they have to go to Ann Arbor. I think that's fantastic. All right, Dre Reap in the shotgun. He'll flip his slot guy to the left side. That'll be 3 receivers. Back to pass. Fires out to the sideline and knocked away. Great defensive play in the secondary. Excuse me, that was Dre Reap on the reception. New quarterback coming in. And I believe that is going to be Maurice Lovett back in the game. And glad to see that, Coach. He was looked pretty shaken up earlier, so obviously has overcome whatever issue that was. So we're glad to see that he is at least healthy enough to be back out.
Yeah, I hope that's the right decision for that young man. Because it looked like it was pretty serious on the sidelines. But body language right now just does not look good for them.
3 receivers to the left of Lovett. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Dre Reap. 13:37 to go here, fourth quarter. Back to pass. setting up, fires over the middle, and that's going to be caught near the 33-yard line.
Pass complete for a first down.
And I believe that's going to maybe be Aaron Shannon on the reception. And that'll be the first down in quite a while for the Phantoms, who netted 7 yards in the third quarter.
Yeah, but their starting quarterback's back. Maybe that's going to lift them up. It already has. Cleveland got to get to him.
That'll take them out of the shadow of their own end zone. With under 13 minutes to play here, fourth quarter. Cleveland 7, Flag City 6. Love it. In the shotgun. One running back to his right. They'll hand this one off. They'll test the middle. Nowhere to go. And that Cleveland front remains tough. We'll creep under the 12.5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Flag City Phantoms 4-0 on the season out of the Players Football Association. Headed up by one of my favorite people, Dave Duncan, at this level. Cleveland looking to start their PAFL schedule next week against the Warren Pirates under the leadership of PAFL Commissioner Jermaine Campbell. Remember when Jermaine started the Ohio Football League back in, I believe, 2013.
Yeah.
Created the higher tier PAFL, and now everybody falls under that banner. Back to pass. Here's Lovett. Gunning it downfield, looking for a receiver. Intercepted at the 24-yard line by Cleveland. And is that a number 1? Can somebody tell me?
Number 1.
All right. Is that Tyree Knight playing center field back there for Cleveland? And the Cobras douse what little bit of momentum the Phantoms had with another takeaway. The Cobras will have the ball with 11:37 to go here in the game, leading by a score of 7-6. Chris Dalabakis watching in. How you doing, Chris?
Maybe, just maybe, they thought, well, we're going to throw it out on the field. If he intercepts it, it's as good as a punt. Make them drive the field because they really haven't done much. Maybe we can swap field position. Don't know what the coach is thinking, but if that does happen, that's...
And really in the preseason, we'll call this a preseason game, Coach. This is the place where I'd really like to see the run game get going to eat this clock up. As looks like Juwan Hunley's going to be in the backfield to the left of the Cobra signal caller. Receivers 2 by 2, moving right to left. Handoff this time upfield, and a great run past the 30 down to the 31-yard line. And if that is indeed Juwan Hunley, you have to like the way he hit that hole. Didn't hesitate at all.
No, that's how you got to do it. But I'll tell you what, the offensive line opened a hole for him. So he was able to get through, and then he just put his shoulder down and run through that linebacker. This is what they need to do. Good yardage. Don't worry about throwing the ball. Run the ball, eat the clock. That's what they have to do.
Approaching the 11-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. Coming off the 20-9 loss last week to Erie. Looking for a huge improvement this week, and indeed that's what this coaching staff is getting for the Cobras. As Thompson now in the shotgun. Hunley remaining at running back. 3 receivers to his left, single receiver to the far side. Thompson, quick pass out to the near side. And he'll make it out past the 30. 35, and out near midfield. We'll see where he stepped out. Matt Wise on the catch and run. And is that a flag that came down at the 48-yard line?
It's going to be on.
I believe that's going to be, I think, a sideline warning.
I don't know.
That one came awfully late and came to the Phantom side of the field with a 10:32 to go. If that indeed is a sideline warning, there will be no yards assessed.
Unsportsmanlike.
Coming up against Flag City. Oh, that's a big call.
Yards, baby.
Wow.
what's happening, Jim, is they're losing composure now.
10.5 to go here in the game. And you kind of see some of the coaches from Flag City with their hands on their hips. Kind of that look you get from your parents when you do something you're not supposed to be doing. Not saying I know that look. Stop the clock. Okay, that's what they're yelling. I thought they were yelling at us, but 10:19 to go here.
Well, there's just too much discussion in this game.
Indeed, as the referee comes over to talk to the umpire, trying to get it right. So he'll mark the ball at the
run it
Phantoms 39-yard line. First and 10 for Cleveland. Clock will continue to run now.
That's all the opposing team's doing is complaining, and it's not going to do you any good. Guys, just play the game. Do your job.
Thompson in the shotgun. Trips to his right. Single receiver to the near side. Huntley still in the backfield movement. And the tackle looked like the defensive tackle came through.
That's going to be, I don't know how they're going to call this one. It looked like the offensive tackle moved.
See, to me, it looked like the right defensive tackle came in. And I believe, so 20 yards in the last two plays for Cleveland, and they have not taken a snap.
I'll take it.
That's a positive gain.
Well, you know what? They're making mistakes. They're anxious to try to get the ball back, and all they're doing is shooting themselves in the foot.
9.5 to go here, fourth quarter. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll take his time now. Veteran quarterback. He'll wait for the signal from the back judge with 5 seconds left now. Handoff. He'll pull the ball himself. And the veteran trying to get upfield. Ball's loose. Picked up to the far side. Past the 30, 25. And inside the 25 down near the 23-yard line. And not sure that's the way that play was designed.
You don't throw it. Boy, Slap just flung that ball. Two guys standing there, the wing and the slot and the wide out. And he just threw it up in the air. Holy moly.
I know you try to improvise from time to time, but wow. All right. You get your money's worth. You come to watch these guys, I'll tell you that much.
They go down and score. This is going to be lights out.
Huge drive here for Cleveland. 8.5 to go here in the game, leading 7-6. Thompson in the shotgun. Hundley now going to go to his left hip. Single receiver to the near side. 3 receivers to the far side out by the Cleveland side of the field. Thompson waiting for the snap. He'll take his time, try to eat some of this clock up before he gets it. Hand off to Hundley. Hundley hitting the hole hard, past the 20, and he'll be brought down near the 17-yard line. Clock will continue to run as we hit the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Just keep running the ball. They haven't stopped your run game right now. Don't get sloppy with trying to throw something. Don't let them bait you. Just keep running the ball. You're getting chunks of yards.
And this is one of those, I mean, you see so many stadiums now that have the play clocks in the corners. So it's really a situation where you would love to have that, but you can rely on the back judge. And I'm sure the veteran, Slap Thompson, will keep an eye on him. But have they found a new role for Hundley is a question.
They're bringing it.
Phantom showing pressure here. Second down and about 3. Quick pass out to the far side. Caught. Working to the inside. And that's going to be enough for a Cleveland first down.
That's how you mix it up, Coach. That's how you do it.
Matt Wise on the catch and run.
I'll be smart here.
7 minutes to go. First and 10. Ball at the Phantom. We'll call it the 12-yard line.
Run the ball.
And Flag City will take a timeout. 6:49 left here in the game. We'll step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge.
Cobras on a 5-play drive so far, 65 yards. They hold the ball first and 10 at the Phantoms 12-yard line. 6:49 to go here. Phantoms take their final timeout of the game. Had to take 2 in the third quarter. And that really kind of leaves you with a lot less tools in the toolbox when you're behind. But Cobras now with a 7-6 lead.
And your offense has done nothing. They have done absolutely nothing.
And it's been great play by the Cobras defense that really
absolutely
has made them, I guess, for lack of a better word, shy.
Yeah.
All right, Thompson in the shotgun. Running back to his right. 3 receivers out to the narrow side. They're working from the right half.
There we go.
And another false start, or excuse me, another offside.
He came across and touched, so that should be against the defense.
And
yep.
Will they? Nope, they're turning, and the umpire is teasing us now. He'll talk to the referee. Encroachment coming up against Flag City, just like the coach called it.
Can't touch him.
With 6:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Dave Thompson, the master of the hard count. Now, the key to that is having your own disciplined offense. And so far, I believe he's only drawn his own team offside one time.
Yep, absolutely. And they can get a first down, I believe, on the 3-yard line, Jim?
The 2 or 3 from our angle. Yep, be the 2-yard line. So, 1st and 5 inside the 10-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll take his time. 6:49 to go here. Clock will start on the snap. And a pitch out to the far side. And out of bounds. May have lost a yard or 2 on the play. As Jawan Hunley ran out of real estate. Phantom player down on the Cleveland sideline. 6:38 to go here in the game. And the Phantom staff will check on their player. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead.
I don't know about pitching the ball down there, Jim. If you're going to do that, I would run stretch. Do something else, because he drops that ball. You're in a bad area of the field where, holy mackerel, somebody could scoop and run all the way down the side and there ain't nobody there.
Yeah, and whether I have a healthy or injured Maurice Lovett, I'm concerned about him operating that offense, getting that last drive in, because he's very capable. We've seen him as far as, well, you and I seen him at least in excess of 10 years ago up till now, and he's still playing at a high level.
He sure is.
But Cleveland, offensively, defensively playing well. Their focus this week as they get into PAFL play has got to be the special teams, especially the punt team. On the protection and certainly that center snap coming back to the punter.
Absolutely. That is so critical. And what I don't understand is what is the issue, because they're in the shotgun. They should be able to snap the ball back to the punter.
2nd and 7, ball at the 9-yard line. Can get a first down at the 2. I'm sure Cleveland would rather have the points.
Run it.
Clock now beginning to run as we hit the 6.5 minute mark. Fourth quarter. Cleveland 7, Flag City 6. Thompson in the shotgun. Hunley on his left hip. Single receiver to the near side, 3 to the far side. Thompson back to pass, looking out to his left, dumps it off to Hunley. Hunley with some room to run. 10-5, finds a corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. 6:12 to go in the game.
What do we got? We got a penalty.
And there's a flag on the play near the 16-yard line. And it's going to be a hold coming up against the Cobras. Wipe the touchdown off. Cobras are going to have to find another way to do it. Score remains 7-6, much to the chagrin of everybody.
And our scoreboard operator. We're having a wonderful time up here with this young man.
And I always like to refer back to that wise man that said, hold the phones.
Yes. Bob Roth.
Remember him well from the City Series
Yeah.
down there in Youngstown.
He was a mainstay down there.
Hear his voice booming over the PA system at Stambaugh Stadium on the campus of Youngstown State University. 5:57 here. Clock will continue to run. That is the good news for the Cobras. The bad news is that will wipe the touchdown off.
Still get a first down, though. You got 3 downs to do it.
Receivers 2 by 2 now. 2nd and 17. Ball at the 19-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun. Hard count. Handoff up the middle. Spin and turn. Going to grind down to the 15-yard line. They'll actually give him the 14.
Short down play brings up 3rd down.
3rd down now for Cleveland as they try to desperately to wind this clock down, and Cobras will take a timeout. 5:18 left here in the game. Cobras with a 7-6 lead, knocking on the door. You are listening to PFL football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Ryan.
This is number 2, best safety in the league, Chris Frazier, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
.518 left here, 4th quarter. Looks like we could be in store for an exciting ending here as the Cobras have a 7-6 lead over the Flag City Phantoms. Thompson in the shotgun. He'll set his receivers 2 by 2. They can get another first down at the 2-yard line. Another whistle by the officials. And I hate to become frustrated with the officials. However, now the umpire is going to say, never mind.
Run it.
All right. Let's play football, boys. Anyway.
Jeez.
Thompson waiting for the snap. Clock will start on the snap. Handoff. Pass over the middle. Caught and headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. 15-yard touchdown pass. No flags on the play.
No flags.
And trying to get a number, if you can catch that, Coach. Came out of the backfield. Went to the far side. We do apologize. It's hard to see from our angle where we are. But nonetheless, the Cobras have a 13-6 lead as Ben Lyons will come on to add the extra point. We were talking off air about the quality win this would be coming on the road. Driving out here to Toledo and beating a 4-0 team. We talked about the momentum you could get from the confidence, and so far, Cleveland has been on point. They've had their moments. As Lions for the kick, Barrico for the hold. He'll get this one up, and it is good. 5:11 left here in the game. Cleveland extends their lead to 13-6. Excuse me, 14-6. We'll step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
An 8-play, 77-yard drive capped off by a 15-yard touchdown pass to D'Angelo Thompson from Slap Thompson. Keep it in the family, boys, as the Cobras extend their lead to 14-6.
Count them up.
Now, game far from over here because a touchdown and a 2-point conversion ties this up. And I was counting that kickoff team too, Coach. I said it looked like a lot of Cobras on the field. So Ben Lyons to put a boot into this one. And this one will head down to the 15-yard line. Brought out to the near side, trying to pick up some blocking. Out to the 25, 30, and a big hit at the 30-yard line. He'll fall at the 32. But a big hit on special teams. Flag City will have it 1st and 10. Cobras with a 77-yard drive. Getting capped off by a touchdown. Phantoms have their work cut out for them. But if you're the Cobras, you cannot sit back.
Oh, no.
I think you got this one in line because you're only a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from a tie.
You got to get heat on him. I tell you what, good quarterback, strong arm. You come back in, you have really got to go after him.
1st and 10 for Flag City. They'll mark the ball at the 33-yard line. They'll move from the near side of the field. 3 receivers to the near side. Love it. Back at quarterback. Single receiver to the far side. He'll line up right on the hash marks.
Nothing behind you, gentlemen. Nothing behind you.
5:03 to go here, 4th quarter. I'll wait for the snap. Back to pass. Looking downfield. Under pressure. Fires. And is that going to be caught?
He says a catch.
All right, so that's a catch at the 44-yard line. That will be a Phantom 1st down. Clock will run with 4:47 to go here in the game.
Cleveland had some good pressure on him. He just got it. Man got open. He released him pretty quick. We got to keep him boxed in there and get some heat on him.
Pressure important, but finishing on those plays, all that much more important. Clock still running. 4:22 to go here, 4th quarter. Cleveland 14. Flag City 6. Phantoms went for 2 on their first touchdown. Back to pass is Lovett. Fires over the middle, and it's going to be knocked away. An outstanding play by Cam McCauley. And there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage, Coach. And would that be holding, or is that going to be roughing the passer?
I think that's going to be roughing, maybe.
I've seen a couple different signals coming from a couple different players. So whatever it was, the penalties, he said, I heard the word offset. But the clock will stop with 4:08 to go. And we'll see if they're going to wind this clock. 14-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead after they just scored on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Slap Thompson to D'Angelo Thompson.
I can't believe they didn't spin the clock.
Yeah, you would think after the offsetting penalties going right back to the line they would have. However, clock will start on the snap. 4:08 to go here in the game. 14-6 is the Cobras lead. However, Phantoms with the ability to tie this up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Love it in the shotgun. He'll hand this one off on the draw, up the middle, past the 45, work his way out to the midfield stripe and be upended near midfield.
Run for about 6 yards. Second down.
Marquise Hodges on the tackle for Cleveland. Clock will continue to run, just under 4 minutes to play. Phantoms not with a whole lot of urgency. Getting into that 4-minute offense right now, but not showing any panic whatsoever.
Yeah, and that clock's going quick now.
Love it. Now we'll have his receivers 2 by 2. And now the head linesman wants to have another conversation with the referee. So
That's
that will hold
because
it up.
Adam had a question.
Clock stopped with 3:27 to go here. 3.5 minutes. And definitely advantageous for the Phantoms. So they get a look at everything as they get to the line. And Maurice Lovett, with that experience, that's all he needs is a little bit of a glimpse.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try this one again. 2nd and 4, ball at the midfield stripe. Lovett in the shotgun, receivers 2 by 2. Cleveland leads 14-6. 3:06 to go here in the game. Movement up front. They'll snap back.
He never touched him.
And a flag, he threw it to his left. The official did, and they're gonna say false start against Flag City. Is that the indication that I'm getting?
That's what I think
Maurice
happened.
Lovett not happy about that. Cleveland jumped into the neutral zone, got back. It didn't appear to us, at least to me, that anybody moved from the Flag City side. But we don't see false start against Flag City. That's going to be the call from our referee. So that'll move them back 5 yards. 2nd and 9 now from the Flag City 45-yard line.
They never touched anybody, so somebody up front must have moved because they went to get back, and then there had to be movement.
All right, so that'll put them back 5. And of course, Coach, when talking time, distance in this situation, you may have to change the play.
Oh, absolutely. They got to go downfield on this one, but, man, let me tell you what. Oof, I worry about right down here, right at the bottom here. There's definitely a size difference.
All right, one-on-one. That's going to be Cam McCauley defensively. As Lovett with the snap. He'll backpedal, looking downfield, takes a shot, and it's going to be caught near the 46-yard line. The question, did he catch it inbounds? Clock will continue to run. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Phantoms looking to get right back to the line as soon as the umpire sets the ball. 2:20.
No, it doesn't. First down does not stop the clock.
Yeah, maybe in college, but I don't believe that is. These are pro rules. Love it. Back to pass. Looking downfield, fires out to his right.
Wide open.
And it's going to be caught at the 35 and brought down near the 30-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the game. Phantoms will have the ball. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 30-yard line. When we come back, you are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
First and 10 for Flag City at the Cleveland 30-yard line. 14-6 is your score. Cobras trying to cling to this lead. Two-part process for the Phantoms. They'll have to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion I don't believe that they have a kicker for an extra point, which obviously would do them no good anyway. So we look like we're in store maybe for an exciting ending. I believe that's going to be Brandon Fleming coming on for the Cleveland defense. As we come out of the 2-minute warning.
Got to get heat on him.
Love it. In the shotgun. One running back to his left. Receivers 2 by 2. Waiting for the snap. Clock will start. On the snap. Back to pass. Looking out to his left. Downfield. Caught. Near the 24-yard line. It'll be pushed out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 1:54 to go here.
Caught out of bounds for a first down.
Again, if you paid to get in tonight, well, you're going to get your fill. I wouldn't leave too early. I wouldn't try to beat the traffic on this one. Second and 2 now for Flag City. They'll mark the ball to 22. Have to get to the 20 for the line to gain. Love it in the shotgun. Receivers 2 by 2. He'll work from near the hash mark on the wide side of the field. Love it, back to pass. He'll backpedal. Pump fake, steps up in the pocket, has some room. He'll be brought down, pitches it over to the left. And some room to run, and Flag City will drag this one down to the 10-yard line. And some improvisation by Maurice Lovett gives Flag City a 1st and goal, I believe, near the 10-yard line. We'll see where they're going to mark it. I believe it is going to be 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. 1:29 to go here in the game. Don't go anywhere. This one's far from over. As Lovett. Back to the line. 2 receivers, 2 by 2. 1:09 to go here in the game. Back to pass. Looks out to the right, hit from behind, and the ball's picked up. It's fumbled, picked up by Cleveland, and it's going to be the Cobras that are going to return this one all the way. Touchdown, Cleveland. 52.9 seconds left in the game.
Fumble recovered by Cleveland. One back for touchdown.
And we need to get a number on that young man. And somebody get him some water, maybe some oxygen. He took it all the way. 20-6 is your score. Cleveland with the lead. And with under a minute to play, the Cobras look like they are going to make their way from Cuyahoga County, come out here and get a win over a 4-0 Flag City Phantoms team. And we have an unsportsmanlike call, and we have an ejection. I don't know who that's going to, I assume an excessive celebration against the Cobras, but at this point, that is really inconsequential, as I believe Maurice Lovett is down. Is that Maurice Lovett down on the other side? And I shouldn't say any names like that to get anybody excited, but they are checking him on the sideline. A big hit in the backfield. Ball came loose, and the Cobras score with 52.9 seconds left here in the game. And we'll call that an 80-yard fumble return because I don't know what it is.
It's close, 80 or 85 yards, something right in there.
So we've had a penalty on the play. There was an ejection. Head coach Adam Rogerson coming out to the middle of the field. And the coaches now see if they're going to just kind of end this one right now.
Yeah, just end it.
This is a 14-point lead for Cleveland with less than a minute. Highly unlikely that this is going to result in much, but and I believe that is going to be the end of the game. The Cobras, they make their way out here to the west side of the state. They knock off the 4-0 Flag City Phantoms. They get the win, 20-6. We'll step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Bosher Field in Toledo. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Back here one last time as we wrap it up. From Toledo, Ohio. Take a look at the scoring recap here. It would be 6:54 the first quarter. As Dave Slap Thompson would hit William Anglin on a 76-yard touchdown pass. That would be Anglin's second in as many weeks. Had the 76-yarder against the Erie Express last week on the last play of the game. 1:07 left in the second quarter. It would be Flag City getting onto the board by way of a 12-yard touchdown pass. And then no scoring in the third quarter. It would be the fourth quarter with 5:11 left, where Thompson would hit D'Angelo Thompson on a 15-yard touchdown pass. That would give them the 14-6 lead. And with 52.9 seconds left in the game, and the Flag City Phantoms driving, it will be the Cobra defense that would come up big with a sack and a fumble. It would be returned 80 yards for a touchdown. Bring us to our final score tonight. The Cobras get the 20-6 win over the previously undefeated Flag City Phantoms. Coach, talked about improvements week 1 to week 2. Phantoms, an undefeated 4-0 team, a very good organization, came in on the road, got to win. Some things to clean up, but you can't ask for much more than that.
Oh, no, they played a very good game. You're absolutely right. Things to clean up, but that's just football. You're never going to play absolutely perfect. There's always going to be something. You were a player. I was a coach. We can't be satisfied. It's got to be perfect. The other thing, I really think that they came in thinking we are undefeated. This team hasn't really done anything. We could be lax. And I really saw that with body language before the game, during the game, and they thought that they could just do it. So my opinion is I think Cobras came in to win this game. Flag City, I think, was a little different attitude.
For the Flag City Phantoms, offensively, they ran 52 plays for 186 yards, average just about 3.5 yards per play. The Cobras, they did it a little more quality, less quantity. They ran 41 plays for 226 yards unofficially. They averaged 5.5 yards per play. Coach, I don't know about you, but when I do the math, that tells me first down every 2 plays, and that's about as efficient as you can be on offense.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job. They did what they had to do. Offensive line, that's the best I've seen it in a long time. So, again, offense clicked, defense did a great job. I mean, they pressured him constantly, and unfortunately, the young man got knocked out. We don't want ill against him. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but unfortunately, they just beat him up, and they tried to get him in that last series. And I personally, as a coach, I wouldn't let him back in. This game ain't worth nothing for me over him, and I wouldn't want to see one of my players get hurt because of a win.
Yeah, certainly we know Maurice Lovett. At least when I say know him, we know him as a player.
Correct.
Over the years has been excellent and great young man nonetheless. But when you look at this Cleveland team, did the Cleveland defense establish their identity? Is this somebody that is going to be that physical all year long? If so, there's a lot of teams in the PAFL 2A tier. They're going to be in a lot of trouble because they were fast and physical tonight.
But that's what they have to continue to do, though, Jim. They can't look at this and then come back out and be sloppy next week. They have got to build on this and say, we're better than this. We just beat a team that was undefeated, number one, but we can't let this go to our heads. We've got to be our team, do it our way, and continue to play football.
Cobras will be back in action next week. They are scheduled to take on the Warren Pirates in week 1 of the PAFL season in the 2A tier of that league. We do not have a location or time available at this point, but we will keep you up to date on all of our social media. Tune in, and of course, you can listen to all the action right here on Western Reserve Radio. And Coach, I think you can say from experience that those rides home after a win are a little bit better when you knock off an undefeated team. And
there's no doubt. Just like we used to say at Cheney, boy, that winning pizza tastes so much good than a losing pizza.
Indeed, that is the case. Want to thank Will Craven, my son, for coming in, doing the numbers for us today. Of course, we made it a family day, made a trip up here to Toledo. A little bite down at Tony Pacos there, the historical site here in the city of Toledo, at least from our point of view anyway. And then, of course, with an outstanding PAFL, PFA matchup here tonight. So for the coach, Bob Gessler, for Will Craven, for Dave Ferris and Mark Means back in Youngstown, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here on Western Reserve Radio. Your score, one final time, the Cobras, they get the 20-6 win over the Flag City Phantoms, and we'll see you back here next Saturday as the Cobras open up with the Warren Pirates.
Good night, all.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Detroit, should they make it? I know the Knicks have been making quick work. They've won 7 straight games here in the playoffs. They swept Philadelphia. Detroit now, this is their second consecutive 7-game set. But they'd have home court advantage. No one's praising them. The odds board doesn't reflect that they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. But this regular season, they were the best team in the Eastern Conference. So this is massive. Get through this game 7. You'll probably only have a day or 2 off. But you get that home court advantage. And this is a big defining moment in Cunningham's young career. Jalen Duren, you want to talk about defining moments, was phenomenal in the regular season. He has, at times this postseason, been totally, utterly MIA. Go have your moment. Duren, Cunningham, Tobias Harris has been a cash cow in the prop market this postseason. It is a big game for the Pistons and their young guys. And I think Cunningham is certainly going to rise to the occasion. So I like Detroit -4.5. I got that at even money. I like Cunningham 30+ points at plus $1.50. Folks, you looking for an edge when it comes to baseball betting? If so, you got to check out the VEASAN Daily Diamond. Sharp daily baseball betting insight all season long. Former MLB pitcher and the birthday boy. If you haven't already, tweet at him. Jensen Lewis. Wish him a happy birthday before the night's over. Jensen Lewis and Dave Ross break it all down. Lines, totals, props, and futures. So subscribe to the VEASAN Daily Diamond, wherever you get your